We're
No.
quote-unquote live, but we're not technically starting yet. We're just sorting things. That's why it says starting soon.
Kyle betrayed us.
What? Look, I started it early. That makes me the good guy from the Star Wars.
Kyle betrayed me.
How did I betray you?
Because it's not time yet. Maybe I wasn't ready, Kyle. Did you ever think of that?
Should Bubbles take everyone? Just be a dick. Be like Warhammer lore. Trap. No, that was a joke. Don't do that. I could see you actually doing that. That would be pretty terrible. Now, hold on. There's something I needed to adjust. What are we looking for? I'm looking for something. Oh, yes. I needed to change the thumbnail because it's a picture of a fucking cat girl still. What?
Yes, that you need to do.
I was just going to change it to the Supreme Commander thumbnail so people think it's another Let's Play episode. Like, you've been fucking shitting those out so much. Like,
yeah, Kyle, I tagged everyone. You happy now?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer lore. No, Bubbles, I was kidding. You weren't supposed to tag people. Oh, God.
It's too late now, Kyle.
500 plus people that are now going to be fucking upset.
Good.
To be fair, I said not to do that.
Kyle,
What?
are you breaching Rule 11 now?
What's Rule 11?
No whinging about being tagged.
No, my own rules. My own. Not making the rules is easy. Seeing the rules betray you is hard. It's like, I thought I could trust you. One has to have very IQ to understand. Fucking Vampire the Buffy lore. Or Buffy the Vampire Slayer lore. Well, that's a big fucking, like... You fucking lied to people. Look, Leos, it's Supreme Commander lore. Look, he's like, no, don't be here. We're gonna do a LoreCast. And don't worry, we have our source material.
There, I fixed
the
it.
manual.
Someone is sourcing here.
Lore. Yes, but you changed it now. People are clicking like, oh
yes.
Man, I love
now
Buffy
people can
the
be
Vampire.
confused.
Fucking geez.
This way we get two audiences.
Oh my God, look at that. You fucking monopolizing. Next up, it'll be fucking 501st lore. Because it's edgy.
It's capitalism, Kyle.
The 501st from the Legion from Star Wars, the one that killed the bad guy, or killed the civilians, or the Jedi. Same thing. They're dead now. What happened to the 501st after they initiated Order 66? It's like, well, they were fucking gay, and they're like, oh, damn.
They're like, we're gonna be massa raiders, bitches boys now.
God, I can't believe we're using the goddamn manual for lore. We are scraping the bottom of the barrel for lore content. It's like, but you barely do that all that you got to do, boss. You're just making stuff up now.
I mean, to be fair, what other lore is there out there? Supreme Commander.
Supreme Commander has all the lore. See, I love it. You gotta say, like, Supreme Commander. You gotta say it with, like, such fucking finessey faggotry that, you know, people
Fine.
Are like, oh, they
Supreme
win.
Commander.
Yes, like that. Like, Supreme Commander. You must be like... You have to be like wafting your own gases. Stop winning about your own rules and give us Buffy the Dostia Slayer. Ah, Dostia. That's a good meme from inside the universe. It connects to Supreme Commander. All right, more importantly, today we're going to be talking about the ACUs and their history as well as their overview. And yes, we're using the manual, and we only have one of the physical copies. The rest we have a digital. So I'm going to read you a section of lore. This is reading with Kibs. It's going to be terrible because I'm going to paraphrase a lot and stutter. The Armored Command Unit, otherwise known as the ACU, is the most recognizable, powerful, and flexible weapon in the Infinite War. It is your avatar on the field of battle, and you will use it to direct your military operations. Wow, that went off pretty well, you know? So whenever I use a little bit of Down syndrome that I can actually read, I got it now. Used by all three factions, the ACU was originally developed by the Earth Empire. So fucking edgy. It's like, the Empire, like, it sounds cool. Like, who are they?
The Earth Empire.
The Empire. The Earth Empire. The Earth that ruled over the Empire.
Make sure you pronounce it Earth.
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 Earth Empire. Fucking kill yourself. Now, which later became the UEF. I like how it puts it in like parentheses. By the way, it actually becomes the UEF. So the UEF and the Earth Empire are one and the same. That's a huge spoiler. Fucking
Not
manual.
entirely.
Barely in the first paragraph, and they've already spoiled that the Earth Empire was
It's not
the
entirely
UEF.
correct either.
Does it contradict itself later on? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, it's not entirely correct, but it's not wrong either.
Either way, the Earth Empire, which later became the UEF, as a solution to the unique transportation problems of the quantum gate network. By the way, those are the things they use to teleport. So, get this right. You're just reading this manual like, what the fuck is a quantum gate network? I'm like, I guess it's like a teleporter? It basically is. Quantum gate network. The Earth Empire needed to be able to project military power to any world connected to the network. What the fuck is the network? But the logistics and costs sending physical matter across the galaxy made teleporting large armies difficult and prohibitively expensive. So that's the reason why they send the ACU unit. The single unit, because apparently teleporting in large armies, and that would make sense. Think about it, Bubbles. That way in video game logic, you can't spawn, you can't build like fucking 500 mechs and then take them to the next level with you.
You can't build a quantum gateway and call in infinite support commanders.
You can, but it like costs resources to call them through.
Mm-hmm.
So it costs them to teleport things. So it is. They did write it into the explanation as to why it's so hard to transport things because it costs resources. But even so, okay.
Well, they do use ships to transport larger things, but it's the quantum network is good for transporting smaller.
Yep, smaller things like the ACU or support commanders onto the battlefield.
Yep.
Oh god damn it!
Also, try and fix the screen.
Oh, I mean, you're not going to see anything drastically different.
They're starting soon, though.
They're like, it's a bit propaganda-y. I think they know there's like one faction you gotta be on is the UEF because they're a specialist.
Did you have to stretch it?
I did.
God damn it, Kyle.
I stretched it because it hurt my eyes, and that's how I feel about reading from this fucking manual. My soul. The ACU is a personal armored exoskeleton. What? It's called an armored command unit. Why the fuck does it say it's a personal armored exoskeleton?
I mean, it's not really an exoskeleton. It's a full-size fucking mech.
Jesus Christ, the guy who wrote this didn't even fucking know what he was doing.
No.
Several times larger than a normal human. That's...
Yeah, by like a couple thousand.
Oh my god! These ACUs are gigantic. Like, they're so massive you can't even see them. Like, or no, you can see them, but they're like, you know a battle mech and fucking Mech Warrior, because we do lore on BattleTech. Like, that's tall. That's fucking like 2 stories tall. These things are fucking like skyscrapers. And he's like, it's several people's tall. It's like, whoever fucking wrote this is like several people tall. Like, there's battle mechs that are taller than several generic people. Are we talking fucking like Mexican tall, like 4 feet? Or are we talking like goddamn Scandinavian, like 9 fucking feet tall?
How tall would an ACU be? About 80 meters?
Now, more importantly than BeetleTech, or Supreme Commander Lore, the larger than normal human communications. Yeah, so it basically comes with communications that access to the quantum network. So the armored command unit is able to communicate somehow. They're able to. I mean, I guess they can transfer data through the quantum network.
Yeah, if they can transfer mass through the network, they can transfer data.
Yep, they transfer data. So, for example, when you're playing the game and you get stuff unlocked, like new unit schematics downloaded, that's you connecting to the quantum network because the ACU is built in to be
you're always connected.
You're always connected. In fact, so much so that you're always connected that's, how you're able to get constant data back to base. And that's how they're able to pull you out of the battlefield, because they can emergency recall you. I have no idea if the lore is or the manual is going to talk about that, but that's something the video game establishes. You can be emergency...
except most of the time they didn't do it.
Yeah, except for most commanders never emergency recall, despite, being bombed or about, like, tons of bombers to come in and, like, snipe them. Like,
or having, like, 20 nukes headed towards you.
It's like 20 nukes heading towards them, and they're just, like, sitting there, like, nuclear launch detected, several hundred times over, and they're like... Oh, I'm just gonna fucking patrol on this pattern, building stuff. As fucking nukes are carpet bombing the area around, like, that's just fucking normal here. That's just nothing like being carpet bombed with atomic autism, if they ask me.
And then they get hit by a nuke, and then they start screaming.
They go, "Ah!" Oh god, the death screams in that game are fucking retarded.
They are fucking great.
They just like fucking overreact. They're like, "Ah!" I mean, these people don't feel pain when they die, I'd like to point out. Because you'd feel nothing. When you die in an ACU, the ACU would explode. It just boom. You're a nuclear explosion basically when it detonates. So you don't feel nothing. You're gone like that. But yet they scream like they're burning alive, and they never really explain. And it's E10 and up. E10 and up, bear in mind. Gosh darn it. Ugh.
Fucking
Now,
great.
Construction. God, they have such weird lore about some of this stuff. Construction. The primary mission of the ACU is to construct and command robotic armies. So yeah, when the ACUs deploy, they build armies that are made of robotic. Most warfare in this universe, as Bubbles and I have discussed earlier, is automated. So like the only people who die are civilians or commanders.
And other military stuff.
You know, their military staff, like logistics personnel or something like that. But even then, logistics is automated. Warfare in this universe has become very automated to the point where they're having a galactic war and only billions of people have died in 1,000 years. So that's nothing. That's fucking nothing. Like, barely anybody's died from the Infinite War. It's just fucking autistic is all it is. Like, that is nothing. Over 1,000 years of war, only a handful of people died. It's like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. Over a handful of people. Throughout the galaxy, you know, 1 billion throughout a galaxy, over 1,000 years. I mean, fuck. Is it talking about, like, they just expired due to old age, or what?
No, those are casualties. But, I mean, like, natural deaths, they're far more natural deaths than actual casualties in the war. Like, by such a fucking massive margin.
Well, see, the Cyberns are machines, though. The symbionts. But, again, even that, they're like humans merged with machines. Until the EUF. We're not there yet, Molly. Hold on. We're getting through the lore of the intricacies of the Supreme Commanders. Using the power from onboard fusion reactors, which is why they go fucking thermonuclear, and an initial store of mass, the ACU can build a basic energy and mass resource collectors at the targeted sites, where there's just piles of mass laying on the ground. Just generic old mass. I love it. I do love how it's like, you build a mass extractor, right? And you have to build it on just generic piles of mass.
Instead of just building it on the fucking dirt, which is mass.
Yeah, that is mass. Like, technically speaking, there should be different densities of metal that you're trying to collect. Like, it should have, like, a density map or something. That could be interesting. Like, if it like had a map of density of dense metals were in a certain location, so securing that zone. Instead, it's just mass points where you put the resource. And that's sort of a game feature, I guess.
That does bring up the question. Because that can only really function if they have the technology to change just generic mass into fucking anything, then they must clearly be in a post-scarcity society.
They don't have scarcity on any resources.
Nope.
They can turn dirt into tanks and electronics. They can turn dirt into goddamn nuclear atomic weapons. The level of autism this universe has is starting to hurt now. Oh my god. Like, think about that. There's no need for, there's no resource problems anymore here.
Nope. You can just transfer anything into anything, basically.
So the only reason they're fighting their stupid infinite war is because of, like, ideological differences at this point?
Pretty much.
It's just ideologies at war. There's no resource war. It's not like World War I and II over war of resources, colonies, and etc. and tensions and borders friction. Because it's a war of ideology, I guess. And that sounds actually kind of interesting, except when we get into some of it, but we'll keep going. Using the power from onboard factories capable of building basic military units. Can also be constructed from these factories. Engineers can be constructed, which in turn build just like the ACU does. So think about that. They can make machines that do the same thing the ACU does. The ACU is just a person inside of a machine. That's all it really is. And
they fully automated base.
They lead the armies, and they make fully automated bases that operate themselves. So much so that, actually, fun fact, I don't think the book will mention it, but in the video game, we're going to consider this canon. Because, again, Bubbles and I are now writers, and we have to fill in the gaps that gas-powered games so happily left in the lore. Very fucking massive gaps. I'm going to assume that the artificial intelligence for each base have automated AIs or some level of sentientness, because they're able to, when the commander dies, in some instances the base will keep fighting without self-destructing. It'll keep fighting the battle until it's all completely destroyed.
I think that's primarily a gameplay feature, but I'm pretty sure that a base would run in automated mode if the ACU were to perish, in which case, if it was set to do something, it would keep doing that forever.
Oh, wait, no, that's a good point. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead to Supreme Commander 2 just a second. My brain just told me something. There's a level, because I played through the Supreme Commander 2 campaign in order to remember this. Feel bad for me, please. But in Supreme Commander...
Do it to yourself.
Fucking shut up. In Supreme Commander 2, they actually stumble across an Infinite War base, and they have to fight it. Because it's still running.
Yeah.
It's on autopilot.
Yeah, it's a logical conclusion. If it gets no new orders, logic would dictate I'd just continue doing what it was doing.
So when it saw, even though it saw new Cybern forces, the technology was so changed, because it's been another couple hundred years or whatever, that they literally recognized them as hostile. Or was it the Cybern or was it the Aeon? I can't remember. Either way, they basically encounter them, and they basically consider these units hostile. And therefore the Infinite War technology base began fighting, your forces. Which, I'd like to point out, fun fact there, just one little plot hole. The fact that the Infinite War technology is able to be just, granted they were spanning units en masse, but they were just able to be a fucking pain in the ass just enough to almost kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Military technology hasn't really advanced in the universe. Especially when you consider that the tier system in the game of technology, as you tier up your buildings and your production, you go from Tech 1, which is the early technology weapons they were using when the war started, Tech 2 level, Tech 3 level, and the game ends in Supreme Commander Forged Alliance and Supreme Commander 1 with the experimental level weaponry. That's like super, like, fucking cataclysmic war machines.
Carl, remember,
Isn't that
even if
tier
we
4?
go by our standards... Yes, experimental is technically tier 4, but our standards, like, if you take a gun from 100 years ago, you can it still functions perfectly fine for its purpose.
I mean, yeah, the Infinite War tanks still shoot fucking bombs.
Yeah. It's like, a bomb is still a bomb.
A bomb is still a bomb. Just like Germany still catches on fire occasionally. It's kind of funny, because Gunther's sad about it. But besides that, Germany's like, no. That'll teach those Germans for acting up. Now, Command. The ACU utilizes a state-of-the-art communications and data analysis system that specializes in coordination of large military forces and the management of a growing base of operations. A powerful virtual reality interface links to the pilot to all subordinate units. This enables the pilot to assess the needs of the battlefield and direct his forces as necessary. The pilot may order single units or entire fleets to attack and defend and perform complex maneuvers. The interface is entirely scalable to suit the pilot's needs, and in any of these situations, no matter how extreme, the same VR interface... I like how this game is actually talking about VR right now. It's fucking... Isn't that cool? They're talking about the future. The future's now, because we can wear blocks on our head. We can see stuff. We can strap a TV to our forehead and you'll always see stuff now. Pilot to organize and plan effective construction of one or more base of operations and manage them all. The thing is, that's basically them writing an explanation for why you see the map the way you do in the game. So when you scroll out, you see like a weird like camera or like the paneling and stuff. That's because the map in Supreme Commander, here's a cool thing. You're actually sitting inside the cockpit of the ACU. So when you scroll all the way out, you're just sitting in a chair, staring at a map.
It's kind of a first-person game.
Oh my god! In a way, yes. It's through a first-person perspective, right within the lore. You're sitting in the cockpit of your mech, controlling all your units, because kind of like neurologically, a little bit, sorta. They don't really go into depth in that. They just sort of gloss over it, like, yeah, you just use the interface.
Yes, we all know that every commander is just a fat neckbeard who's just sitting there.
Every commander's a fat neckbeard. Then how come all the commanders like buff or they're like well in shape women who are like, yeah, check out my big old titties?
Because that's just avatars.
I do like, oh my god, they're all avatars. So Dotsia is actually a fat old crotchety man sitting in the chair.
Yes.
So you could be like you could be like me, right? You know, some fucking guy living upstairs in the attic, like creepily making noises to the wall, and he'd be like, I fucking have the avatar of a cat girl and the voice of a cat girl, and they're like, oh my god, so kawaii, and you get on the mic like, hey baby, and like, oh, fucking disgusting.
You said we'd be making up lore.
We are making up lore. I told you we'd make up lore because there's gaps in this manual. We're using a what? We're using a 69-page manual to talk about Supreme Commander lore. And the best part is only like 6 pages have lore on them. So we're trying to expand. We're like coming up with shit like, they how the fuck do they I mean, I guess if they have instant master, they're sitting on fucking toilet seats. Just
recycling.
Oh, it recycles it. That's lovely. Or it turns into mass.
Well, yeah, that's what you do when you recycle things in the game.
It craps, and you know, if they should add that as a feature. Like, you get a little bonus to mass. Like plus 10.
No, no.
Because you shat yourself every like 2 hours. That's funny. That's funny. ACU upgrades. I do like how they try to explain this in a very small manual. I think that's kind of cool. You don't see this anymore, where they're trying to explain how the game mechanics work. It's interesting because you see the game through a sort of different perspective. During the course of a mission, you can upgrade your ACU with a variety of additional construction and weapon systems. The available upgrades depend on the faction. Also, you can only have one upgrade per slot at a time. That's them just kind of roughly explaining that you can only fit like a certain that's terrible at explaining that. I'm gonna fix that. So basically, when you upgrade your left arm to have a better building section on it, so it can build tier 2 and tier 3 weaponry or technology, that's just it. The arm replacing that building piece with a newer piece of technology to build better. And there's not enough space on that arm, and I assumed that it would disbalance the mech because you're basically a mech. That it would disproportionately disbalance if you put on 2 weapons on it, that you'd fucking flop over on your side. That sounds much better than that vague-ass description.
Or the arm simply might not be able to support it.
Oh, I guess we'll go through the... I don't know, I guess we'll go through the upgrades of each faction, because why not? Then we can explain a little bit about the factions. Or maybe I'll go back to that after we go through the...
There's really any point to explaining each specific upgrade.
I suppose not. Where's the fuck's the factions? Okay, there it is. Chapter 7. They have chapters in these things. Fucking chapters that last 2 pages, I'd like to point out. Okay. One last paragraph on that. All of the upgrades are outlined below. Okay, that's not right. Skip. An intelligence war. And that's true. Like, Supreme Commander does simulate basically an intelligence war. You've got things like stealth, you've got things like radar, omni detection. Omni detection sees through stealth, and that allows you to see where stealth units are and cloak.
But it has short range.
But it has a shorter range, and that's sort of interestingly balanced. One thing that they didn't introduce was a anti-teleporter thing, or something like that, so you couldn't teleport people's commanders in each other's bases. And be absolute cancer as you go thermonuclear in the center of your base. Absolutely cancerous. God damn. Don't glass.
That's why you have more bases.
That's happened to me.
That's why you have them just spread out.
I know. Ever since, like, when I was a kid, when I build bases in RTS games, they'd always be neat and orderly. Like, they'd always have, like, you know, clear, distinct sections to them. And then I realized when I started playing multiplayer for the first time in my childhood, that just fucking gets all your power plants exploded in one fucking strike. It's like, my power's gone.
Just a fucking invitation.
It's like, hey, look, that power plant's all grouped up. Nuclear launch detected. No. No. My
launch
economy.
Detected.
My economy feels like the Greece economy. Just fucking down. In the negatives. Ugh. Alright, now for factional lore. This is where it gets heavy. As heavy as it gets in this fucking thing. Starting with United Earth Federation. The Earth Empire. Or the Earth Empire, which would eventually become the United Earth Federation, was the original society from which the other 2 factions, the Unilluminate and Cyber Nation, splintered from. I don't like how it says splintered. I guess that works. Through innovation, ambition, and desire, the Empire expanded its borders into the furthest reaches of the galaxy. Eventually, the Empire grew so large that it could no longer support itself. It fragmented, and the Empire plunged into chaos and civil war. Only the core Earth Command, or our favorite fucking thing in the original fucking campaign co-op part, EarthCom, the military... I do love that. EarthCom. Goddamn, EarthCom out. The military are... Goddamn it, bubbles. The military arm of the now shattered Earth Empire remained to carry on the torch of the United Earth, of a United Earth descended government. They gathered power and initiated a strategy to reunite all the worlds under Earth's banner. At the United Earth Federation, UEF, they are driven to restore their former glory, pursuing the ideals of brotherhood, honor, and tradition, the virtues that once made them great. They were trying to make the UEF great again. That's goddamn beautiful. That's poetry right there, Bubbles. This time, they promised to shut up. They promised to remain conscious of the forces that let you fucking fuck me up. Oh, the original Empire's downfall by tampering with their own individual ambition with a new united... what the hell? Camaraderie?
The fuck just happened to you?
I don't know. Earth come out. That's beautiful. So basically, the United Earth Empire basically is like, or no, the Earth Empire's like, we're mankind, we're an empire, stretching... They just call themselves an empire. Are they actually structured like an empire? Like, what is this? I assume they were. They were an empire of sorts.
Probably?
They were militaristic because the Earth branch, or the military branch, survived. Well, no,
they were militaristic to some degree, at least.
Some degree, and they collapsed, and... Why did they collapse, exactly?
Because plot.
Yeah, I guess. I'm like looking through this, like, there's no real reason for them to have collapsed at all, actually. This actually makes a little bit to no sense.
It probably was because the quantum gateway network couldn't really sustain, like, a large-scale movement of anything, and they had to rely on spaceships, which becomes a problem at some point because distances do in fact exist.
And so as time, yep, that's the problem with empires. Like if you, that's the thing. If you don't have instantaneous or very good communication, other segments will drift away and want to form their own things. And that happened. And so basically the empire split and then just continued to split and fracture until literally Earth just sort of had to go in on a reconquest of its own territory. That can happen.
Pretty much.
Now, interestingly enough, it's got a culture section. The average UEF citizen is not much different from a 20th century citizen of Earth. They are artisans, athletes, craftsmen, warriors, and philosophers. They desire stability and order, but their ideas on how this should be achieved vary widely. Ancient religions are as varied and diverse. Oh, diversity, love it. Diversity is our strength. As they were in the pre-war days. So they didn't really change all that much from the collapse, honestly, from what I hear here. Days and continue moving forward factor for many. So basically, the UEF societarily is exactly the same as it is now, but in the future and present day.
Pretty much.
Got different subcultures and different religions, and you got all the craftsmanships and the hobbies still exist that athletes discuss.
Sounds like any society ever.
Any society. This is a generic societarial statement, which I hope they varied up for the other factions because they pumped it up with this one. If this one is what we expect, you know, UEF is plain Jane, then the fucking next one better be kinky as fuck. Now, they have a military section, thank God, because this is a grand, or not a grand strategy. It's almost a 4X RTS, which is kind of weird. Almost. Military in general, UEF units are larger, more aggressive versions of the 20th century military hardware. Everything is bigger, louder, bristles with more weapons, and packs a more impressive punch. The UEF prefers weaponry that causes impact damage, such as various ballistic munitions, and area of effect ordnance that causes widespread destruction, such as nukes and radiation devices. Damn, son. They just want to, like, fucking nuke those cunts right there, boys.
Like, you know what? These nukes don't cause enough radiation. Let's have nukes specifically just to make radiation as well.
They're like, we need to irradiate planets and commit mass genocide. Right. Good. I'm happy for them. I'm happy. I'm sure if they have a way to nuke things and irradiate things, they also have a way to undo this, I'd imagine, by now. I mean, they're so technologically fucking advanced.
You'd hope so.
Either that, they're just being completely idiots as they're going back reclaiming territory by irradiating it. Okay, that works too.
Maybe they just suck up all the mass from the radiation.
God damn it, Bubbles. They also make excellent use of lasers and plasma weapon technology to pinpoint sensitive areas on large military units. They tend to announce their impending attacks by utilizing brute force, jamming techniques before moving in for the kill. Or, if you're playing the video game, the commander will abruptly say, like, it's time for you to pay, or we gotta put you in the ground, or what is it? What was the thing? It's like, you gonna pay for your crimes against humanity. It's like,
yes.
Those same lines against over and over again. It's like, cyber and scum, or crimes against humanity, or fucking some...
And they'll always tell you before the attack, not after.
They always telegram the attack in fucking game. Which is why multiplayer is so much more interesting in terms of like, well, you really don't know when you're going to be under attack. Roll the dice and hope you have good fucking radar. Alright, UEF military tactics are the most conventional of the factions. That's fucking true. With a focus on concentrated fire to bring down enemy units quickly and effectively, they also have a pendant for strong defenses, giving them precious time to marshal a response to an unexpected attack. Beautiful. That is true. They have some of the best defenses in game, and they have some of the coolest units, in my opinion. But they are also plain Jane in what you imagine for military tactics. The other two that have the more kinky things, if we're talking about military as kinks.
Like Czar.
UEF soldiers, and especially their commanders, there are soldiers. Confirmed right here, Bubbles. I'm assuming they're like fucking MPs, like military police.
Yeah, they don't have like frontline soldiers, I'm pretty sure.
God, no. I haven't seen any fucking frontline soldiers in that game. Fuck no. Would you want to be a frontline soldier in that universe? Hell no. You're gonna die from a robot.
You're just stepped on by a mech.
The tanks and the units are gigantic. An automated mech accidentally fucking steps on you. God damn it. UEF soldiers, and especially their commanders, are subjected to heavy genetic engineering, thorough psychological screening for loyalty and sanity. Okay, the loyalty part gets
Except for Arnold.
Except for Arnold. That's true. He's a traitor. We'll get to his character because they have a character list, which I do appreciate. Has become a requirement since a few commanders went rogue during the Empire's infancy. I wonder why. While this still can happen, the process helps ensure that each commander believes unquestioningly in their duty to lead mankind out of the chaos of war and into an age of peace. So they're basically indoctrinated to high hell.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
I think I have downs from that. Is that all for the UEF? Okay, now we're on to the characters. Characters in the UEF. We've got key characters such as C. Allen Riley. He's the president. President of EarthCom, to be exact. Commander-in-Chief. And he's also 54. He's relatively young, you know. He's in his... he's kind of... He looks old as fuck, honestly. One overreaching goal has dictated President Riley 10 years tenure as President of the United Earth Federation. Ending the Infinite War, administrative records indicate Riley hopes to achieve this goal by aggressively attacking the enemy along two fronts. Okay, Hitler. Like, that's not a good strategy. It's like, if we attack them on two fronts, we will defeat them. Is he talking about, like, the single faction? Because the UEF on the map sits in the middle. Hold on, I'm going to pull up a fucking map for people. Hold on. So you guys can see this. Because I know they have one. I have the poster. I have the goddamn poster, but I'm Supreme Commander map. Galactic map, I guess. That just got me a lot of video game maps. Oh, good. That's more in depth than I remember it being.
Yeah, they still aren't the only three factions. So there are still smaller factions.
No, there are more. I know there are multiple factions. I remember that. But the one thing that's different is the fact that there's just... Hold on, I'm trying to get a bigger picture. That's not fucking the map. I was like, that looks a little bit wrong. And that's because that is wrong, because that's fucking Stellaris. I'm like, that's not right. The borders are wrong. Oh no, where is the map? That's a good goddamn question. You think it'd just be a Googleable thing.
You think so, but apparently not.
Apparently not. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, found it. Somebody took a very bad image of fucking, the picture.
Samantha came in, yeah.
That's so bad. I can barely make that out. Okay, well, it's gonna be very pixelated. I have the poster, goddammit, somewhere. Oh yeah, the Aeon Illuminate are far the fuck off. That's right. Yeah, there's some neutral factions that are called the neutral factions, which didn't get involved. They're sort of on the periphery of the space. But other than that, the Aeon Illuminate just fucking have a chunk in where they are, and because that's where that's where the Crusade reached, and then there's their actual space. So hold on while I change the camera for you. Now hold on a sec. So we disable that somehow. We go in here. We turn off the image. Yes. There's the map. So here is this big blue blob is the United Earth Federation. This red chunk here, this red big chunk here, and this little red chunk you can barely see here. See, I also have the map next to me so I can see it. This is Cybran space. The yellow spots you see are neutral space, and the green is the Aeon Illuminate. So they started over here, the capital's over here, and then they're crusaded right into here. And this is all the territory they've conquered. So they're spreading like a plague.
They are a plague.
Now, more importantly than this fucking UEF cunt, the president, blah, 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 we read that. A data call from the UEF quantum communication reveals a distinct increase in UEF-generated propaganda directed against both the Aeon Illuminate and the Cybran Nation. Said propaganda has resulted in substantial increases in the morale and allegiance of systems along the outer rim of the UEF-controlled space. Well, it's good to know their propaganda is successful, I guess. Oh, goodness. Under Riley's authority, significant improvements have also been made to all aspects of the UEF military and the amount of money funneled into Black Op. Black Op weapon. Did they change the name? Is that a typo? Black Op weapon has dramatically increased. Basically,
might be just be generic Black Ops weapons.
It just says Black
Experimentals.
Op, I guess. Experimental weaponry has been increased. So much so that we can talk about the Black Sun, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't talk about it. Black Sun's basically the Death Star the UEF is building on Earth.
Yeah, except the Death Star uses the Quantum Gateway network to destroy planets, so you don't even have to move it.
That's the best part. That is actually kind of horrifying. So the Quantum Gate network, which connects everyone in this space to each other, allows them to fire from anywhere. So from Earth, they can just fire and blow up a planet, and fire again and blow up another planet, and fire again and blow up another planet. Just keep firing. You can
until your enemy submits.
Until they either surrender or they're all dead. God damn, that is insane. Under Riley's authority, significant... Oh, I read that. Fucking Lord. God, I'm like a mantra. All available polling data suggests Riley maintains a high degree of popularity in the eyes of both civilian sector and the military. A closer examination of the data reveals that this is largely a result of Riley's spotless military record as a former UEF commander and his reputation for cutting through bureaucracy. So he's kind of the character who just cuts through the red tape. He's a president who's get it done. He's definitely a war leader. He's a warp time president, as they would call them, where he just cuts the shit and just gets to the chase. But that does suggest something, That means in this society and in this culture, granted during this 1,000-year war, because that's what the Infinite War is, a 1,000-year war, that because of the conflict raging on, that people don't want to, vote for civilian leaders, because civilian leaders would be weak in military times. They'd want to vote for ex-generals or things like that, just like this UEF commander. They want someone with, a strong-willed leader. So it goes to show that the UEF is afraid, and the general populace might be concerned about the, Aeon Illuminate coming in and brainwashing them. But,
Well, I mean, when you've been at war for 1,000 years, you're like, well, it might not end anytime soon.
It might not end anytime soon. That's true. 1,000-year war. And that's not including the reunification war of the UEF to reunite the territories they were able to take before they encountered the Cybrans. Jesus. We read that. Okay, next character, Samantha Clark. She's pretty goddamn kawaii. But when you find out she's 49, you're like, she's a little older for my days. A little bit older.
Well, technology.
She looks pretty young. Now, bear in mind, these commanders are genetically engineered. Their genetics have been tampered with. They're altered in some way. They didn't really go into what they've been altered, but I assume they're physically superior. I assume they're mentally, faster, psychologically. And they're also extraordinarily loyal, and they were extremely indoctrinated. So much so that, the die for the cause kind of mentality, rather than turn. Because if you get a commander to turn, you could lose an entire planet. Because these commanders...
usually when you have one commander on the planet.
They're called Supreme Commanders, basically. Or that's the idea, Supreme Commander. A commander controls the entire battlefield on a world. And, when you do missions, you're just jumping to point on the planet. And then you got your automated army that attacks that planet. You're battling over kilometers of territory. Like, 80 sometime kilometers? This is the biggest map? Or 120 kilometers by 120 or something like that?
I don't remember what the biggest maps are.
That's a large swath of land that you battle over. Like, it is not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. Now, the daughter of Stephen Clark... Stephen Clark, not Stefan. Stefan. Silly me. Stephen Clark, acknowledged hero of the Battle of Nova Prime. So basically something that happened, and we never get any context to what the fuck Nova Prime, the battle of that was.
They might make a mention of it in the game.
They might make a mention of it very briefly. Like, oh, she's like the hero of Nova Prime. Well, whatever. She's General Samantha Clark. General Commander Samantha Clark made a binding offer to join the United Earth Federation at age 16. So she's like, I'd want to... Oh, God, they indoctrinated him young, damn it. Enlisted on her 18th birthday. Early service records indicate Clark volunteered for the least attractive duties, demonstrating that she was determined to succeed without trading on her father's name. So she's like, she's fucking put at a disadvantage early in her childhood. She's like, I gotta show them that I'm ready for the job. So she, volunteered for the worst of the shit. Yeah. I don't know how worse it can get. Like, I'm thinking, I think about real life situations, like, we're like, oh, damn, you're crawling through the mud. It's like, no, you're sitting in a, air-conditioned fucking, seat. You're just in danger of dying. Like, you're not put at that much physical duress, I imagine, in the Infinite War. You're more so just...
Yeah, you just have a nuke sent off to you every 20 minutes.
You're more so stressed out, about you getting fucking vaporized. That's more realistic. As one of the youngest commanders in the UEF history, wow, over 1,000 years, too. That's pretty goddamn impressive. Clark fought in campaigns that stretched numerous systems. Medical logs indicate she was injured during the bitterly contested 9-month battle of Scorpy. 18. Scorpy 18. I thought that was when she was injured. Like, damn. She was.
You thought the 6-hour game was bad.
She was. Yeah, that planet battle lasted like fucking multiple months. Damn. Few survivors to emerge from the conflict. So apparently not many people made it out of that one. Damn. UEF security systems record 2 assassination attempts against Clark, both of which were initiated by Cyber Nation. Go figure, I'm not surprised there. Both attempts met with failure, and the capture of the cyber agents involved. The highest-ranking officer in the UEF, Clark directs all aspects of the UEF's campaigns from her war room on Earth. So she's based from Earth, along with the president of the United Earth Federation. Now, our next character is going to be an interesting character, because we'll talk about this guy in a little bit more in depth, because he's a little bit more important. There's a lot more stuff in game that happens with this poor fuck, or traitor.
Oh, God.
Zachary Arnold. His rank is Colonel, and he's 47 years old, so he's probably banging Samantha on the side. A weathered man in his late 40s, Colonel Zachary Arnold has spent the better part of his life in the UEF. Though he is well past the maximum age for field service, Arnold has used his extensive connections to stay in combat. Because he has few true friends and his wife died of cancer many years ago, they didn't cure cancer, Bubbles.
How?
It's just like the Battletech universe where they cure it and then they forget that cure and then they freaking...
Well, like, lol, we genetically engineer people.
We genetically engineer
can't
people.
deal with cancer, though.
And she died of cancer. It's like, damn, that sucks. Many years ago, Arnold prefers to stay on the front lines, waging his own style of warfare against the UEF's enemies. Arnold has been at the forefront of so many battles that both the Aeon and Cyberms have extensive files on him. It is even rumored that all Aeon commanders in training are required to attend special seminar on his favored tactics. That's kind of funny, and that's all they say about his character. But Arnold, in every campaign you play in the video game, whether you play the UEF campaign, or the Cybern campaign, or the Aeon Illuminate campaign, joins the Aeon Illuminate.
Yes.
His backstory right here is like, this man would fucking sooner die. He's got nothing to lose. He's more loyal to the UEF than anything. And he's like, the princess has shown me the way. You know what she did? She fucking spread her legs. That's fucking slut. I knew it. Bubbles.
I mean, he did lose his wife.
He lost his wife.
Maybe she looked like his wife.
He looked like his wife. He's like, Princess Burke is like, hey baby, want to join the Illuminate? And he's like, I really need to bust a nut. My balls are so blue. I mean, think about it. He's sitting on that mech all the time. Probably doesn't have time to jack off. He's fucking working so hard to killing shit. All that built up stress, you know? One little temptation, you know, it got him thinking. He's like, oh damn, this Aeon Illuminate religion shit sounds really good. This is like really good. And the
it
best.
does seem tempting when you have an attractive young lady telling you about it.
It does. She's like, the Aeon Illuminate are the best. As she leans over the desk, and he's like, oh yeah, really best. She's like, we have large weapons, and then he's like, large. He's looking at her breast like, oh yes.
Our tactics are very flexible.
Or as she bends over the desk more, we have flexible pay raises. He's like, oh, Arnold, you little slut. Put it in your pants and keep.
But it's okay, he dies.
He dies no matter what. Even like when you play the Aeon Illuminate campaign, he thanks the princess before dying. It's because he stays loyal, which is actually a different perspective. Because every other time you're like, he's brainwashed. He's brainwashed. But when you play the Aeon side, it's like he's not brainwashed. He was just showing the way.
Yeah.
He wasn't showing the way. No, this man fucking got himself laid and fucking was shown the way, if you know what I mean. Sick bastard, really. Now,
I think he found his way himself.
He found a way in, that's for fucking sure. Jesus. Now, enough with the sex jokes and on to the next goddamn faction. The Cybernation! As I almost throw the fucking manual into the air. Jesus, almost barely did that. The Cybernation.
Excitable.
Wait, is there not a culture page? Oh, good, there is. Oh, good! You can see they definitely like these people more because they have a lot more fucking lore. It takes up a whole goddamn page before you even get to the culture and military section.
To be fair, they are a bit more interesting because they're not just normal.
They're not your average Joe humans. They have a lot. They're special.
Because you can extrapolate a lot from the UEF. It's like, oh, they're like this. So you, instead of writing it like 10 paragraphs about how they are, you just write like a sentence, and you're
they're
like,
basically
oh,
what
me.
Humanity will be like in the future. What we mostly think it's gonna be. Basically, is what they are. The Cybernation. The Cybernation dates its beginnings back to the original Earth Empire in we got our first date, everybody, hold on! 2592. 2592, Dr. Gustav Brackmann, an unparalleled genius in cybernetics, successfully twinned the first human AI. So basically it's, you know, when the humans connected to the pair, which became known as a symbiont. After an initial round of testing, volunteers were recruited for, you know, being turned into symbionts, you know. Okay, that doesn't sound like they're being oppressed yet, you know. Yet. Over the next few decades, hundreds of thousands joined the program. The symbionts were placed in key roles throughout the galactic infrastructure. Over time, the Earth Empire became reliant upon symbionts, speedy AI-assisted thinking, and their ability to perform complex processes quickly and easily. Unknown to the public and the symbionts themselves, Brackmann had conceded to the governmental pressures and installed loyalty programs into the AI system of each symbiont. In the event that something went wrong with the AI, the loyalty program would be activated and the symbiont would be under the control of the Earth Empire. So basically they had a switch to turn you into a slave. That definitely is where their oppression comes in, I suppose.
That's where it becomes like, yeah, maybe it's a bit too far.
It's a bit too far. Yeah, activate loyalty now. A short time later, Brackmann and a large complement of his symbiont children, as he calls them, fucking a little bit creepy like, I might add, relocated to a new colonized system on the edge of the galaxy. Over the next few years, Brackmann's colony thrived, earning substantial revenues through the exportation of technology. Eventually, Brackmann and the symbionts realized the Earth Empire was a hindrance. Oh no, the independence sets in. It was holding them back. For them to truly succeed, they'd have to be led by fellow symbionts. And so it began. They were no longer the equals of man, but rather the superiors. Doesn't sound like oppression except for the whole slave part. Sounds like a superiority complex mixed in there too.
Maybe they actually are superior.
God damn it, Bubbles. You symbiont-loving whore. You just want that Dotstia pussy. Careful, it might have some fucking steel in there, metal bits. Plug in,
Bubbles. That should be the clamps all the better.
God damn it, right in the fucking soul. Now, Brackman personally petitioned the Empire for independence. Oh, look, he did it the right way. He was like, I'm going to try to do it peacefully. Fully intending to contribute to the galactic society as they currently were. So they were going to continue to give them technology even. But freed from the shackles of the slow-thinking, fleshy minds of their overseers, this request was flatly refused by the Empire, which viewed the petition as an open act of rebellion. I mean, kinda. In response, the Empire declared that an occupation force would be sent to the world. Brackman warned that any invading fleet would be met with resistance. The symbionts had been designed to be superior to natural humans. Bubbles is right. And it was clear they were now seen as inferior. Oh, less than human. Slaves. Oh, yeah, no, that's them being referred to. It's like, oh, God, they were thinking them as slaves. Like, what the fuck? Brackman declared the planet a free world for him and his creations. He christened his people the Cybrans. I mean, so far, any input, Bubbles?
No, that's entirely reasonable.
It sounds normal, like you just want to be treated fairly. Nothing wrong with that. When the occupying force arrived, the symbionts actively resisted them. In response, the Earth Empire ordered its troops to slaughter them. Oh no. Just fucking genociding the poor bastards. They are humans. It's like they just forgot they were human. It's like, oh, they have metal bits in them. What is with this mentality in cyberpunk universes and stuff? It's like, oh, you have metal altercations to your body. You're not human anymore. You're more machine than human. I mean, as long as they can still think and operate like a human and be fucking
I can see people in that way.
I suppose. Maybe it's just because we're so enlightened and superior on our high horses here, Bubbles. God damn it, Bubbles. People are retarded.
No, you're not.
Shut up, Bubbles. Now, the Empire immediately declared an emergency and, unknown to the population at large, secretly activated the loyalty program that Brackman had placed in every AI. This program effectively gentled the entire symbiont population, stilling their free will and turning them into docile and obedient citizens, capable of continuing their complex duties, but without risk of rebellion or uprising. So basically, are they just like, do they fucking, like, have sex? Do they go to bars? Do they do stuff still? I don't know, honestly. Like, when they activated the program, just make them loyal citizens. That's what I'm assuming. They still did all their normal human stuff.
It basically, I would imagine it's kind of like the programming of an AI, where it's like one of the first rules is to not allow any harm to come to another human and stuff like that. I would imagine it's basically the same concept.
The basic same concept. I imagine so too. But they still have some level of... Do they even have free will? Like, that's what I wonder.
I imagine they have some level of free will, yeah.
Yeah, because they're still human.
Mm-hmm. They're just paired with an AI.
Huh. Weird. Few people noticed the sudden damage in symbiont behavior. Or sudden damage. I was like, wait a minute. Sudden change in symbiont behavior because the Earth Empire propaganda painted Brackman as the villain. The Earth Empire accused Brackman of inciting the violence in the first place by artificially agitating the symbionts. So, like, no, they're just the loyal symbionts. So everyone's like, oh, look, they're loyal. Okay, so they did act like humans then because people who interacted with them were like, oh, they're just, you know, they'd be like, yeah, fuck Brackman.
Yeah, pretty much.
It just basically changed their opinion, as I think what the program did. Hashtag right think. That's what we got them doing. Look at that. Brackman disabled the loyalty programming in the symbionts within his colony, and they fled into deep space. Today, Brackman lives in secrecy, his life extended through Cybran technology. He's basically a brain in a tank, is the answer to that.
Yeah.
His body's long gone. He's just a floating brain. He has had to pay the price for his longevity, however, in that he oh, it's going to explain that too. Okay, good. He's lost his physical body. Okay, it's not going to tell me he's a floating brain in a tank, though. I see how it is. His goal of that of the Cybern Nation remains firm. Freedom for every Cybern and overcoming the UEF oppressors who seek to eliminate them from existence. Basically, they just want independence and to be left alone, it seems. It is weird. No, I guess the UEF... Yeah, no, the UEF basically were like, no, you're part of us. Because they're basically the continuation of the Earth Empire.
Mm-hmm. No, they did. I mean, they already fought to bring stuff back into the UEF. They're not going to just let them go. Yeah, because they want to control everything.
We want the Empire united as a whole, not divided.
Mm-hmm. By any means necessary.
In their rigid net line thing. Okay, that makes sense to the conflict. Now we get into the interesting part to see if it's actually any different. The culture. The culture of the Cyberns. The Cyberns are varied and diverse in their interests, except Cybern interests often revolve around technical specializations. So you just countered yourself in the first fucking sentence. You're like, the Cyberns are very diverse in their interests, but then it goes on to say, except Cybern interests often involve around technical specializations. But that has to do with their cybernetics, I imagine, at this point.
I mean, it's not necessarily a contradiction. You can still have a diverse interest while still having a majority preferring something. You still have the other things, they might just not be as widespread.
That's fair. The Cybern Nation is composed loosely of affiliated nodes akin to ancient tribes. So basically these nodes are tribes. So they call them nodes because computers and machines. Haha, get it? Mm-hmm. People and many Cyberns have augmented their bodies so that they look more machine than man. This is true with fucking Faceplate Man. As he looks nothing at all like a person. Except for his like face and his glowy eyes.
And sometimes they start looking a bit like Kerrigan because they don't have any hair and they have like tentacly bits.
That's true. They're just so machine. They're more machine than human. The Cyberns view their captive brothers and sisters with a great deal of sympathy. A view that is fostered by Brackman, the Cyberns' prime motivation for waging war against the UEF is to overcome their rule and free as many of the enslaved symbionts as possible. As a result of their beginnings, the Cyberns have come to share common vision of achieving freedom and autonomy. Through technology, they possess technological aptitude and a deep, almost kindred understanding of AI. So basically, they're the technological faction of the universe. That doesn't really go too much into their culture, but, you know, it kind of briefly touches up in it. And the fact that they're tribes, they're sophisticated and advanced with, like, we're going to operate in nodes. Fuck you, because you're a different colored machine than me. Internally. Do you use Java or C++? They go by fucking programming languages. What's your
operating system? I use Python.
Oh my god, Python. The Python are like the slave caste of their society. They're like fucking the Pythonese are just like being enslaved. Like, get on.
The black people of the Cyber.
Oh, that's terrible. That's mean. That's horrible. The dark times. The Cybern are no better than us. They're more human, if anything. Military. The Cybern military is composed of guerrilla fighters, assassins, pirates, and rogues who hide in the shadows, using giant robotic armies to attack each other. Okay, that makes sense. Fucking what? They wait for the precise moment to attack and then unleash small surgical strikes that leave the enemies reeling. For the most part, the individual nodes are counterculture in nature. And it's not uncommon to see them wage war amongst themselves when pitted against the greater threat of the United Earth Federation and the Unilluminate. However, they band together. Okay, that's retarded. So they actually fight each other. It's exactly what we just said, Bubbles.
It pretty much is.
It's basically, and here's like, yeah, they do fucking kill the hell out of each other. Now we have, wow, they only have 2 characters. Like, there's so many more characters in this game, but they don't have, like, descriptions because they're literally that irrelevant.
Yeah, kind of.
So these are just the key characters. Key characters include the Cybern leader, Dr. Gustav Brackman, leader of the Cybern Nation. He is 1048, so hold on a second. We can actually figure out what time the game starts in now. Because the game hasn't told me anywhere where the year is. Okay, so the Earthcom The Cybern Nation dates back to the beginnings of the Earth Empire in 2,592, plus 1,048 years. So it's about, fucking a little over 3,000, 3,500, 3,600 based on Brackman's age. 3,500 plus years.
Looking at the timeline here, it says that in 3,844 the Infinite War ends.
Oh, it is. We're kind of close. Almost.
Mm-hmm. Kinda.
Yeah, they solved their energy crisis relatively soon, or whatever resource problems they had. That's pretty convenient of the little lads, now wasn't it? C++ is definitely the worst drive. Can't trust them. JavaScript is just fucking glitching out all the time. It's like, oh, they lag all over the place.
That's what use Python.
Oh, God.
There's no problems with Python.
Now for his fucking bio. Undoubtedly one of the most brilliant minds to have ever lived, Dr. Gustav Brackman created the symbiont twining process, I don't even fucking know how to pronounce that, that melds AI with a human host. His intention to mark him as both literal and figurative father of the Cybern Nation, military logs and operational expenditures clearly demonstrate that Dr. Brackman is one of the greatest enemies of the UEF there have ever been. Countless assassination attempts have been made against him. However, historical data prior to the formation of the Cybern Nation reveals Brackman was once one of the Earth Empire's most favored sons. So he's like, fucking leading scientist of the Earth Empire. Except he's fucking crazy.
Not no more.
Not anymore.
I mean, he wasn't that crazy.
He talks crazy, though.
Yeah, I think that's more of the thing of being like 1,000 years old. More than 1,000 years old.
He is more than 1,000 years old, that's true. Hot damn. Alright, well, fucking Brackman's twinning process promised a new step forward in human evolution and seemed to be the key that would continue Earth Empire's prosperity. However, the loyalty programming Brackman was forced to install in the symbionts caused him to first protest through official channels and then openly revolt. So he did protest against it multiple times. And that's kind of funny. The Earth Empire would probably still be around had it not been for fucking Dr. Brackman. Because maybe the Cybern revolt, because they don't go into when the Earth Empire completely collapsed. Other than the fact that the Cybern War started.
They still have the exact same issues they had.
Oh, they would.
Because the biggest issue was the overextension.
Their empire got too big.
Yeah, they just couldn't control what they had, so just everything fell apart.
That's what happens when you expand too rapidly. Shit collapses in on itself.
Yep.
Brackman's current whereabouts are unknown. What is known is after openly rebelling against the United Earth or the Earth Empire, Brackman and his children fled out to the outer regions of known space. From that location, Brackman formed the Cybern Node, which eventually morphed into the Cybern Nation. So basically, the Cyberns are actually a tribe. The Cybern is like a confederation, basically.
Pretty much.
Of little nodes. The Cyberns are the top tribe, and there's all the little tribes underneath. Kind of fucking weird. Almost sounds like fucking Tron stuff going on here. Jesus Christ. Fucking Lord.
Kind of fucking retarded.
It is kind of retarded. Health records concerning Brackman are highly encrypted, but it is known that he is over 1,000 years old. No shit. And kept alive by extremely advanced cybernetic technology and hardware. Basically, he's a floating brain in a tank. I don't know what else to tell you.
Pretty much.
Dr. Brackman continues to lead the Cybern Nation, dedicating his life to finding new ways to ensure the safety of his people. Except from each other. That's fucking true. He doesn't even give the remotest fuck about it. He was like, man, they could be fucking killing each other. As long as they're not enslaved, though. As long as
he really doesn't care. Like, murdering each other is fine, as long as no one else is making you do it.
A little bit of hypocrisy there. Now, we have our favorite fucking Cybern character. And only other one, honestly. It's Ivana Dostya. She's definitely Russian in space. And it's been 1,000 years since they moved, just where...
Space Russia.
She's the Elite Commander. Okay. That's rank. She's 37. She's the youngest. So far. Maybe there's more. Maybe we got a lolly character lying around somewhere. Fucking Christ, I wouldn't be surprised. All files concerning Ivana Dotstia's life before the age of 18 are incomplete, because she's that fucking edgy. To that time, she resided on Earth. Wait, what? Oh, I guess she was freed eventually, recently.
Yes.
The AI loyalty programming fully initialized the earliest data stream concerning Dotstia's struggle in line mention of her rescue at the hands of the Cyber Nation commandos. Additional data streams emerge after Dotstia's enlistment into the Cyber Nation's military. Records indicate that Dotstia's quick ascent through the ranks was only matched by her growing reputation for cunning and brilliance on the field of battle. Several of her numerous, God, I'm struggling to read now. You can see the energy's burning out. Commendations specifically congratulate her on the uncanny ability to defeat her foes. No matter the odds, she is one of the most successful commanders ever to serve the Cyber Nation. Aren't you a Mary Sue all of a sudden? Jesus Louises. Fucking look at that.
They all.
There's a lot of strong female leads in here. It's like they're trying to get them bangable princesses. God damn it. I'm not surprised. I don't really care.
Bangable princesses.
Nothing wrong with bangable princesses. As long as it's legal. As long as it's fucking legal and they're not inbred.
They're princesses. They're always legal.
My God, that's true, but that's also sickening. Okay. Dotstia's current rank is Elite Commander. In addition, she serves as Dr. Brackman's personal cum slut. What? No, I'm kidding. Military attaché. Come on, that was funny. Leave me alone.
No.
It was a good time to... We're doing a lot of fucking sexy jokes today. Sexy jokes.
Yeah, but that was bad.
Leave me alone. Service logs from the cyber installations... Or military installations... Look, I'm skipping words now. God damn it. Military installations indicate that it is quite rare for her to personally appear on the battlefield. So she's a coward. Got it. She directs her forces from the Cybern's command post. So this goes to show that they're the sneaky cunts of the universe.
Yes.
Okay, now they go to the last fucking faction. Oh God.
He even has a husband.
She's married?
Yes.
The fuck did you read that?
Don't worry about it, Kyle.
Is that the wiki?
It's a secret.
It's a squeakret. Was it the wiki, Bubbles?
It's actually on the wiki. I have no idea what the sourcing is, because the wiki has no sourcing.
The wiki has no sourcing, and I'd like to point out that the book doesn't describe her as married at all.
Nope.
That's basically one of the wiki authors has a fucking stiffy for dot stations like, she's my waifu.
And this is why you don't trust wikis, because they're unsourced, so you can't even corroborate this, because, well, they don't say where it's from, so it could be from fucking anywhere. It could be from somewhere else in that book, for all you know.
There could be some small section that briefly mentions it somewhere. It's obscure. 69 pages, and it's about a fucking game manual, about a video game. So I doubt it, but you never know.
Fucking anyway.
Whatever. Either way, next faction. The final faction in Supreme Commander Vanilla. The Aeon Illuminate, my favorite new faction. Got it. Love them, because they have princesses. And
yeah, and I'm fucking great, and I love them, and I'll bang them all.
Okay. Calm down. God. During humanity's second great expansion. So there were multiple great expansions. Good to know.
Three.
The fuck did you figure that out?
Mention some.
It's the wiki, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it's the Forged Alliance book then.
Think so.
Okay, the Forged Alliance book has the rest of the lore, and then Supreme Commander 2 has lore.
Forged Alliance book has like a paragraph of extra lore for each faction.
Just a paragraph of additional information. Because, like, why not flesh them out a little bit? During humanity's second great expansion into the galactic space, Commander Trent Smith of the Earth Empire led a group of scientists and colonists to Seraphim 2, a planet approximately 5 times the size of Earth. Here, for the first time, humanity encountered intelligent alien life. Why did it say it was 5 times the size? Was there something important with that? Didn't mention any of the other worlds.
It's just like, oh, it's big.
It's a big planet, boss. Commander Smith, following previously untested protocols for dealing with intelligent alien species, quarantined the planet and refused to allow any outside communication so that Earth's position would not be compromised. Wait. Untested protocols. Okay, so basically he cut off communications with Earth, so he wasn't communicating with the Earth Empire. He isolated themselves and the aliens.
Mm-hmm. Probably after sending a message.
Yeah, so they couldn't give him orders or anything. So he's pretty much acting as the supreme leader at this point. As recorded in Smith's log entries, he ordered the human colonists that were under his command to meet the aliens, dubbed Seraphim, as their actual name was unpronounceable by humans. Thanks for noting that, game. With violence... By humans with violence. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. Dubbed Seraphim as their actual name was unpronounceable by humans with violence. What?
Isn't there a comma there?
There's a dash. With violent... Dash with violent, period.
Is there no dash before that?
No, it's humans dash with violence, period.
There's no dash before somewhere in that sentence.
No.
Okay, that's just poor writing.
Huh, weird. Maybe it's a misprint in my book. Alright, well...
Either way, they slapped them around.
Yeah, with violence. The exact reasoning for this extreme reaction is unknown. Interesting. Smithy's violent reaction prevented any real discourse between the two species. However, the human colony's biologist, Dr. Jane Burke, sought out and secretly befriended the Seraphim. What? So, like, the ones just reacted violently, and she secretly sought them out and befriended them, but she didn't react violently.
No. Maybe because she was a biologist. She was like, ooh, life.
Life.
But everyone else like, black people.
God damn it, the aliens aren't black. Shut the fuck up, they're gray.
Gray people.
There you go. The Seraphim taught the humans advancement in quantum... Wait, I skipped a thing. A small group of humans were regularly visiting and learning... Oh, wait, did I skip another thing? God damn it, Bubbles, you did this to me. You did this to me.
Well, you dummy. Go back to where you were.
Sought out and regularly befriended the Seraphim. Others joined her, and soon a small group of humans were regularly visiting and learning from the Seraphim. The Seraphim taught the humans advancements in quantum temporal mechanics. More importantly, yeah, I like how they're fucking getting slaughtered and like, oh, let me teach you some quantum mechanics real quick.
Well, they'd have to getting quite slaughtered and more putting up a fight.
But they're teaching other humans, like, what? Are the Seraphim not aware of their own strategic risk from sharing?
The Seraphim have their own religion.
They do.
Remember, they follow the way.
The way. The way. Oh my god, this is the original Knuckles thing. Dun dun dun. Realization that they fucking stole it from the Aeon Illuminate who knew the way before anyone else did. Hot fucking damn. That's fucking retarded. They introduced a philosophical viewpoint considered unimaginable by human minds. A way of peace and love is so advanced that it completely shifted their perception of the universe. That line, Bubbles.
Burke got banged that hard.
Dude, they fucked the living daylights out of her. They hit all the right spots. Damn. God damn it, Bubbles. It's terrible.
Now she has a permanent O face.
God. Just before Smith's forces fell to their superior might, the numbers of the Seraphim's warrior monks, Smith's scientists succeeded in engineering a strain of the virus unlike anything encountered on Seraphim 2. The Seraphim were caught off guard, and despite Dr. Burke's best efforts, she was only able to slow the deadly effects. With the entire atmosphere saturated, not only the Seraphim went unexposed. Okay, so yeah, they fucking got gassed is basically what happened.
Pretty much.
Okay, that sucks. And they died slowly. And the best part is she's trying to save them, right? She's prolonging their death. Like, just let me die. And she's like, no, I'll save you. And like, ugh, and they're melting.
I don't think they were melting.
They're burning or whatever, like dying slowly. It was fucking like sad as their cells deteriorated. Over 100 years, and after many Empire probes and expeditions, Seraphim space were lost a message. They couldn't find it. A message made its way to Earth. Ugh. The message was a simple. The remaining Seraphim 2 colonists, now calling themselves the Illuminate, invited the Empire to embrace the teachings of the... The Empire's like, shut the fuck up. Embrace the teachings. Oh my god. Share something beautiful. Fucking fruit cups. Jesus Christ. Oh god. No. As Burke's visions predicted, the Empires refused to reply. Visions. I think that's common sense, actually.
Probably.
What would the Empire say? It's like, oh, they're fucking crazy. Jesus.
Those fault.
They sent military forces to the quarantine Seraphim 2. In the eyes of the Aeon, the Empire's destiny as defilers and destroyers of worlds was sealed. What? They didn't even do anything. They're like, oh, you destroyed the world, even though it was the colonists who did it. Because they failed to do the fucking thing.
Colonists who cut themselves off.
Oh, nice. We got ourselves a youngin', Bubbles. We'll get to that in a moment. Bubbles like, fucking Jesus. Ugh. The Aeon love... Oh, God, the culture. Stop. The Aeon love grace, beauty, and cherish esoteric peace. I fucking don't believe it after playing the game.
Strategic launch detected.
Strategic launch detected. Oh, the Seraphim are here. They're nuking colonies again. God damn it. One can readily imagine the relatively new culture living a monk-like minimalistic lifestyle. The average Aeon citizen is soft-spoken, modest, and internally disciplined. They're necessary traits inside of a population with such intimate awareness of each other. I'm sure they're fucking gangbangies. They're intimately aware of some of that.
They're starting to sound like a Slaneshi cult.
They certainly are. They fuck a lot. It's Jesus Christ. Keep your fucking panties on. Now, fucking sluts. I knew the Aeon was sluts. It was too good to be true, Bubbles. It was too good to be true. Something about harmonious existence and autism. Next paragraph. That one just got me done. However, without the guidance of the original Seraphim, the Aeon are unable to fully master the way. Probably because they're not doing the clicks. As a result, the portents of the future are wrought with confusion and blurriness. The only thing they know for certain is that if they fail, humanity will destroy itself. So, like, we must protect humanity. Everyone in this fucking game is talking about the better of mankind. All the while they nuke the hell out of each other.
Is this the point where I should read the extract from the Supreme Commander Manual, the Force Alliance one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll start from the beginning, because it just requires the whole thing to just grasp the beauty of it. During humanity's second great expansion into space, an alien race called the Seraphim was discovered on the planet Seraphim 2 by human colonists. Although the Seraphim were brutally exterminated by xenophobic soldiers, there goes the reason for why they were murdered. They're all just xenophobic. The aliens managed to pass on a philosophy called the Way, Dr. Jane Burke and few other humans. The Way opened the human's mind in a way of peace and love so advanced that it completely shifted their perception of the universe. As a result of this transformation, Dr. Burke had a horrifying vision of the galaxy being torn apart by endless warfare and destruction. She was determined to prevent the cataclysm she witnessed in her vision, and so the Aeon Illuminate was formed, and so the Infinite War started. Because they went to war.
They went to war. It's like, she had a vision of, like, mankind tearing itself apart in war. She's like, I have to stop the war. All right, go on a crusade, kill them all. I was like, oh no, you idiot. You're just...
So there's still a paragraph. It goes into Forge Alliance stuff, but I'll still read it, because this just the one that really hammers in the point.
Go ahead for it.
Believing that they would save the galaxy by spreading the way to all of humanity, the Aeon brutally waged war against the UEF and Cybran nations for 1,000 years. When the Seraphim arrived following the end of the Infinite War, the vast majority of the Aeon sided with the Seraphim and joined in their campaign of destruction.
Basically, they're the fuckers causing all the problems.
It's so beautiful. It's like, oh, the way. Kill everyone.
The way we need to show you peace and love. You just don't understand. And like, no, I'm fine just existing the way I am. It's like, fucking nuke them. Fucking nuke the shit out of them. Fucking heretics. And it's like, Jesus
Peace through
Christ.
nuclear annihilation.
Yeah, they're fucking spreading it. Oh, now we get to talk about the intricacies of their No, wait. No, we did the culture. Thank God.
You did the culture.
The military, which I'm sure has peace and love in it too. Fucking Lord. In the form of atomic weaponry. The elegant lines and shapes of Aeon units, I like how they even point out how fucking elegant they look like, underscore their foundation in purity and beauty. Underneath the gleaming exterior, however, is the cruel machinery of destruction. with weapons jutting out from their seamless hulls to devastate the enemy. This distomity, oh, I've never seen that word in a while. Dichotomy. Fucking A, I haven't pronounced that in fucking decades. Leave me alone. Now, more importantly, a beauty and cruelty is present throughout their design. I love the like elegant and peaceful designs filled with atomic weaponry. We're just spreading away. Fucking Lord.
Yeah, we have to stop you from killing each other. So you have to die.
It's time for you to do the sleepies. That's what they fucking mean. Fucking retarded. Aeon military units are often highly specialized to a single purpose, and they are more likely to make use of sonic-based technologies, gravity weapons, and specialized quantum effects. They tend to employ energy fields as a countermeasure and expertly utilize the otherwise tricky science and of antimatter as a tremendous power source, as well as other devices that exploit it as explosive properties. I'm glad they discovered the peaceful way. They are also known for their advanced technology and mobility, even through the roughest of terrain. That might have to do with the fact that all their fucking tanks walk or fucking hover over shit. Or they have mechs, I mean.
They a lot of hover. Beautiful.
Fucking hover all over the goddamn map is what they do. Aeon military tactics generally focus on overwhelming offensive maneuvers designed to take down entire enemy strongholds as quickly as possible. Aided by the specialized designs of their units, they move rapidly and achieve their goals with surprising speed. So, when you play the Aeon, it's a thing that I find that I actually kind of like about them is they break through. They're actually an attack army. They're
very good on the attack.
They're the offensive army. The UEF is the defensive and counterattack army. The Cybermen are the stealthy, sort of like quick get in, hit their units and keep kiting them. And the Aeon Illumina are just fucking head in there and crusade. They Deus Vult in there. They fucking just go in. And that's why I actually kind of like their playstyle. It's because I like that fucking, like, just fucking assault a base and just how you do it is you just order a move order into an enemy stronghold and just have them walk in there.
Yeah. The Tech 2 tanks really show the strong point of that because they have the shield so they can just walk through fire for a little while longer.
And that shield, yep, Tech 2.
That's what you need to do when you attack. You just need to walk into their base and just walk into their defenses, into the shields.
Yep. I see it happen all the time where players will just order attack orders or, just shoot at a distance. Like, actually, it's easier to just order them to move. The move button. Have them move inside the shields. Standing outside and shooting at the shield until it goes down is dumb. Walk through it. If you still got units, walk through the shield and just shoot it from within the shield. Shield can't stop you when you're inside it. It just prevents you from doing damage from a distance or at long ranges.
That's why I have multi-layer shields, though.
That's why, yeah. Tier 2 shield under a Tier 3. So even if they do walk through, they walk through again. Or then you have a Tier 3 back.
Tier 3 shield behind.
Yep, or a bunch of shields, or it's just like they all cut into each other so you can't really shoot through anything. That's really the only way to actually properly defend your base like that. But oh well. Now, next military paragraph before we get to our favorite characters. I know who I'm saving for last, Bubbles. Now, Aeon soldiers are, what the fuck? Ascetic warriors whose Spartan-like training and lifestyle have prepared them for ordeals of cleansing human taint from the galaxy. Okay. That's, peace and love, cleansing, healing bad traits, Interestingly, most Aeon military figures are female. While they have compassion for their human brethren, their sexes is what I'm getting out of this, the Aeon realize that the other factions are not yet capable of voluntarily embracing a higher way of life. Such being the case, they must be cleansed, eliminated from existence. Don't you just love that?
Peace and love.
Peace and love. They must be cleansed and eliminated from fucking existence. Mass goddamn fucking genocide.
It's a peaceful genocide.
Peaceful.
It's loving murder.
Fucking retarded. Now, for characters we have Evaluator Toth. She's 72 and looks a little bit like Hillary Clinton, just a little. Okay, that's kind of startling. She kind of does, doesn't she, Bubbles?
I don't know. I don't see her.
I mean, nobody sees her. Whatever. Just that's the imagery you got in your head now. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh,
Thank you so much.
Like most Aeon officials, the life of Evaluator Toth is classified. In fact, even her first name is unknown. However, Aeon records indicate that the Evaluator is the principal advisor to the princess. Due to Toth's age, it is estimated that she has advised at least 3 princesses. That's a lot of princesses. Also, what happens to the princess? Did they just fucking keel over? Jesus Christ.
Apparently.
It is also believed that Evaluator Toth personally selected the last 2 princesses, including Princess Rihanna Burke. Okay, so princesses aren't hereditary, they're just selected. Got it. Although that cannot be confirmed. She's like, I'll pick the princesses now. Jeez Louise. Now we have Jeron Marxon, the Avatar of War, the cranky-danky guy, the guy who's mad. He's 51. One of the most feared men in the entire galaxy, besides Arnold the Traitor, Avatar of War Marxon holds the highest military rank in the Illuminate. No records exist concerning Marxon's life, although it is widely believed that he originally studied to be a priest. That much is not the case anymore, as he goes around murdering civilian targets.
I mean, if you're going by the way of these people, being a priest means you fucking murder everyone around you.
Oh wait, he is the Avatar of War. He's the priest of war. Yeah, fuckingly. There is no question Marxon's military record is without peer. He won more battles than any Aeon commander, ruthless and devoid of mercy. That much is fucking obvious. Marxon kills anyone who stands against him, even if they attempt to surrender.
He's peaceful.
He's peaceful.
Loving.
Now, for the fucking goddamn crown jewel of this goddamn lore manual, Princess Rihanna Burke. We got the real fucking meat and gravy here, boys. Like, whoa, calm down there. God damn it, Jimmy. Now, Princess Rihanna Burke, rank Princess of the Aeon Illuminate. I like how that's just like. Rank.
Don't say.
So, Princess is the princess. Got it, game. Thanks for that. She's 27. She's really young. Wow, that's. Of course, it's always the princesses that are the young ones, Bubbles. I fucking knew it.
Well, she's not a queen.
That's true. She's just a princess.
Yeah.
Now, the princess, records concerning the princess are highly classified. What is known is that she was born into a caste of seers, and her lineage guaranteed that she would be a strong candidate to ascend to the throne. When the previous Princess Miranda Burke retired, Princess Rihanna assumed the throne with a great deal of fanfare. Of course, she was spoiled. Go figure. A strong woman, and with an amazing amount of charisma. Princess, I'm sure that's charisma game. Our fucking manual. I'm fucking sure it's charisma.
She's got 2 sets of nice charisma.
2 sets of nice charisma and a little bit of leeway, if you know what I mean. Jesus fucking Christ. Princess Rihanna enjoys a great deal of support among the Aeon. Oh my god, stop. You're only furthering the hentai cause here. However, intercepts of Aeon communication signals seem to indicate that Princess Rihanna is attempting to steer the Aeon in a new direction. What? The emphasis is on establishing a lasting peace as opposed to cleansing. It remains to be seen if that is a genuine or substantial shift, or merely Aeon propaganda. That's the best part, right? So the original fucking princess is like, no, we must kill all the humans that are not believing, and then this princess is like, yeah, I've been born 1,000 years later, and I'm less retarded than my great grandma.
Pretty much.
The Illuminati are a little bit retarded. 27 isn't really young pixel, sick pixel. No, but it's the youngest character in the goddamn Supreme Commander universe. And honestly, this game says E10 and up. And Rianne is built like a fucking, I don't even know, princess. I don't fucking know. Leave me alone. Fucking know the manual.
To be fair, she is kind of the least retarded one.
She is actually the least retarded one. So in the game, by the way, if you guys got any questions about the lore, we are the lore experts now. So
yeah,
feel free
we're
to...
the Supreme Commander Lore Masters.
Lore Masters of Supreme Commander. Feel free to ask Supreme questions about commanders and tits.
Woo.
Woo. Like, lick, comment, and subscribe. Help. Now, back to the important topic. In the video game, you, depending on what faction you pay, which one you pay, I mean, you did buy the game, so you gotta pay the faction, you know, technically speaking. Whichever faction you pick will always end up the same way. So the missions in between are kind of irrelevant, to be completely honest. It's all build up to the Black Sun. The Black Sun is the UEF super weapon to end the war, because if you saw the galactic map earlier, you'll notice that the fact that the UEF are kind of fighting a war on two fronts. Now, granted, the Aeon are also poking at the fucking Cyberns, but you definitely know the Aeon are fucking pushing towards Earth faster than they are towards Cyberns. Also, one
the UEF is losing.
UEF is actually the faction that is literally losing on all fronts of the war. And that's why they're forced to build the Black Sun. The Black Sun is a weapon that uses the quantum gates to fire. So it can fire anywhere in the galaxy. Whenever. It shoots, blows up a planet. It shoots, blows up a planet. And that, if you win the UEF campaign, that's what happens. If you win the Cybern campaign, it's pretty much the same thing, but opposite. They use the cannon for their own stuff to force the symbionts to be free. The UEF fires on everybody until they just capitulate and surrender and, you know, join the Empire again. The Cyberns' victory... They liberate the symbionts and they force, I think, the Aeon to stop fucking harassing them. Or the Aeon just give up crusading or the war continues. They don't really talk about that. Because the Aeon fucking look at them as fucking abominations. The Aeon's victory is the weird one. The Aeon campaign, you actually end up killing the Avatar after he assassinates Toph. And basically you side with Princess Rian, you eventually kill fucking Marxon. And basically what happens there is Marxon gets killed and you basically capture the Black Sun and the UEF sign a surrender along with the Cyber Nation because she's like, no, we're not going to fire it. We need, you know, peace.
And she wants to use the Quantum Gateway network to spread the way.
Spread the way. But she's not forcefully occupying anyone's space. She's just being a cunt, broadcasting on the radio. Pretty much.
That you can never turn off.
You can never turn off. Fucking cancer. Now, that's kind of how the ending goes. The way is a religion of peace. Yes, Marley. It is the best. It is the best religion.
It is the religion of peace.
They never did nothing. They didn't do a genocide crusade in the galaxy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. They got princesses.
Yeah.
It uses that as selling.
That's all you ever need. If you ever need an argument, just go to the princess argument.
Now, Supreme Commander lore doesn't stop here. You're like, no, please make it stop. Too bad, so sad, bitches. Now, we're on to Forged Alliance. And Bubbles, it's now your turn to take over for that. And I fucking feel like we should have split this one, because this one's fucking massive compared to that. The one I just did.
Yeah. I mean, the Forged Alliance is like... It's usually just like an extra paragraph on top of what's already said.
Yeah. Well, Bubbles. Let's talk about Forged Alliance lore.
Forged Alliance. That's when the Seraphim come invading.
They come from where, Bubbles?
They come from another dimension through space magic.
quantum space magic, which they never
Yes.
explain what the quantum gates really are, other than the fact that they're quantum. Using
The
quantum.
quantum gates, Kyle.
They go through quantum stuff.
They gate the quantums.
We're not
You
using the
don't-
wiki for the lore, because we're using the manuals because it's canon, just so you know. So if you guys are going on the wiki and being like, well, actually it says right here what the quantum gate is. Like, no, that's not in the canon, because this fucking manual doesn't have it in it.
It might be in the canon. We don't know because it's not sourced. Therefore, the wiki is... It's treated as false.
The wiki is treated as false because it doesn't have source. That's this old boxeroo. But yeah, basically the Seraphim invade, and they invade on Earth. Basically.
And the Seraphim are the people who invented the way. So we all know which way this is going.
Yeah, we
They
definitely...
want to exterminate everything and everyone.
Well, they do allow certain humans to be subjugated.
Yes.
But only if they're with the way.
Only if they bend over.
Pretty much.
Yes, a majority of the Aeon do in fact join the Seraphim.
Unsurprisingly.
It's like this smaller faction of... what the fuck do they call themselves?
The Loyalists. The Loyalists is the name of the faction that sides with the Princess. Because, like, the Princess has got those... She's got all the elegant persuasions, if you know what I mean.
Where's the Aeon one? Aeon Illuminate. The Aeon renamed themselves to the Order of the Illuminate. That was it.
The Order of the Illuminate, and they're the bad guys.
Small majority of Aeon, which believe the Seraphim will destroy all of humanity, join the UEF and Cybran's in the war against the Seraphim.
And that formed the coalition government. Or the coalition, not the government. They're not that
Yes,
unified.
the coalition. Thankfully, there's actually a section on the Seraphim in this book.
Oh, thank God, because I actually like,
So there's some lore there.
Based on the game, it told me nothing.
Yeah, they're like space aliens, but they're not space aliens. They're dimension aliens.
Dimensional aliens. What does it say
Now,
about
from the far reaches of the quantum space comes a 20,000-year-old race named the Seraphim. The Seraphim colony that humanity encountered on Seraphim 2 was actually comprised of exile.
Oh, hey, we found out that, Bubbles.
Yes. Because of the close connection to the Way and the extreme empathic feelings that arise from the connection, the Seraphim are physically incapable of harming another sentient being. In order to wage war, the Seraphim utilize warriors that have agreed to permanently sever their connection to the Way. So basically, they're all peaceful, except they go and find some people who want to murder everything and be like, we like you. You're going to do stuff for us. We're peaceful.
We're peaceful. We don't hurt anybody.
It's these people who do it. They're not technically us.
Yeah, the Seraphim don't do nothing. They're peaceful. Fucking retarded is what this is.
Yes.
Their society's fucked. Is that all it says on the Seraphim?
Oh, there's more.
Oh, God.
The results of this action are immediate and extreme. Once the Seraphim loses its connection to the Way, they transform into an emotionless killing machine. Okay. And plural. Okay. Proofreading. But becoming a warrior exacts a much heavier price than the simple loss of emotion. Since Seraphim society is built around feeling each other empathetically, Seraphim warriors are no longer able to associate with the rest of Seraphim society. In addition, Seraphim religious beliefs hold that only one species can ascend and attain perfection via the Way. Therefore, any Seraphim that severs its connection to the Way is agreeing to forever relinquish any chance of eternal bliss. In effect, they are damning themselves for all eternity.
Sounds like a cunty society.
Kind of retarded.
Fucking A. Should fucking nuke them. Sever their fucking connection with atomic autism, really.
I just love it. It's like, we're peaceful. Now, send our emotionless killing machines to murder everything.
Doesn't sound very peaceful. Sounds like hypocrite.
It's not exactly like the Aeon.
It's like, we're peaceful. Kill them all. Crusade. There's like no fucking difference. They're just as bad. They just hide behind a pretentious like fucking lie that they don't do bad.
Yup.
They're no better because they're genocidal fucking maniacs.
They are fucking retarded.
Now the AM play very differently. Does it even talk about their playstyle at all or no? I mean, we could just talk about it.
No, it doesn't really talk about the playstyle.
Well, they
that's literally all there is to the thing in the book.
I knew that the fucking one was fucking tiny.
Yeah, the Forged Alliance one's really short. I mean, we still haven't touched up on the like one paragraph of the Cybern or the UEF yet.
Oh well, hit those last two bastards up.
Well, we can talk about how the Seraphim play now. Or that at least what we can extrapolate what the tactics are.
You can kind of tell what their tactics are. Strategic bombers.
Oh god, fucking experimentalists.
Experimental bombers.
Experimental nukes.
To bomb things. That's what I got out of it. They've got good tier 2 transport for transporting lots of units at a low tier. And also their tier 2, was it tank or mech, is pretty
Siege
goddamn
tank,
powerful.
I think.
No, that's tier 3. The siege tank is tier 3. That's pretty solid.
Is it?
And the anti-air ground vehicles are pretty good. They also have nuclear battleships. Very peaceful.
They also have experimental nuclear launchers.
Very peaceful. They're not at all
super peaceful,
savage or murdering. But yeah, no, they're a well balanced faction. They're a little bit quirky, but they've got an interesting playstyle. I actually kind of like them. I really hate how they look because they basically
I hate the aesthetic.
They kind of look like fucking ET almost.
Yeah.
Fucking
so Marley has a good point in the comments.
What? Wait, hold up. Their military is literally entirely composed of lunatic mental patients with no empathy. How have there not been a massive coup? That's a good point. Once they sever their way, they become fucking emotionless killing machines. That means
Why would they care?
They just fucking be like, lol, start killing their own people. That's a good fucking reason.
Maybe they too have a loyalty chip.
The loyalty chip installed into them. Oh god, they're no different than the humans. That's the best part. They're like, we don't kill. We're the best, peaceful, most sentient race ever. As they're fucking nuking Earth. Because in the fucking beginning, cinematic for Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, they carpet bomb Earth with nukes. No provocation, no nothing. The Infinite War is over. There's peace throughout, the UEF or Cybernation and the Illuminate. Nobody's killing each other. There's a peace now. They just start carpet nuking planets. Just fucking nuking everybody.
Like, we're peaceful.
We're peaceful, killing civilians and people who they attacked, but because they fucking sensed that fucking one group got fucking gassed, they're like, oh no, what should we do? Should we? Maybe it was a horrible miscommunication. Maybe there can still be peace. No,
but they were exiles.
They were also exiles. Like, what the fuck kind of society is this? Where they're just like, oh, the exiles got attacked.
I don't think there's any indication that they knew of anything that happened there.
Oh, means they were just cunts anyways.
Pretty sure they were just cunts.
Seraphim,
they're like, these people don't look like us.
Therefore,
we should love them to death.
We should fucking love them to death. There's only one peaceful race in the galaxy, and that's us.
No, there can only be one peaceful race in the galaxy.
Yeah, pretty much. No wonder why they're like, we're the only peaceful race in the galaxy. We're so peaceful. It's because you killed every other race, you dumb shits. Fucking murderers. That's what they are. Goddamn murderers. Oh, God.
They are fucking retarded. I love it. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful.
Now, next faction's Mcbirds.
Cybern Nation. As we talked about, Brackman is a good guy. But at the end of the Infinite War, Brackman was betrayed by... Again, proofreading. There should be a by here. Was betrayed by his greatest creation. Quantum computer called QAI, and the Cyberns were forced to ally with the UEF and the Aeon in a last-ditch attempt to defeat the Seraphim. I don't remember the Forged Alliance campaign. What did QAI do again?
QAI is a quantum network-based AI. I have no
Yes.
idea how that works, but I think QAI is capable of being like anywhere in the galaxy, managing war fronts.
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure as long as the quantum network exists, it can just kind of go anywhere, sort of.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how QAI worked, except for the fact that it had a base, and it was in an ACU, if I recall correctly.
Think so, yeah. I mean, it's not that unreasonable, because it's like, well, how else defend myself?
Yeah.
Because it still has to be located somewhere physically.
That's true, because otherwise it'd be fucking, you'd never kill it.
Hmm. I mean, it's not even that you never kill it. I mean, everything has to exist physically.
It does. Now, next faction.
Unless you're the Seraphim.
We gotta get through them bubbles. We'll never be done.
Next faction is... Kyle, what's the next faction?
I don't know, UEF.
Oh, yeah, the UVF, the humans.
The vanilla humans.
Yes. As the Infinite War ended, a new threat arrived in the Seraphim, an alien species that was long thought to be extinct, which was never mentioned anywhere else in the fluffs, as far as we know. The thinking they were extinct, like, long. As the Seraphim spread across the galaxy, butchering any humans unfortunate enough to be caught in their path, the leadership of the UEF was forced into a nearly unimaginable situation: unite with the Cybrans and Aeon in order to defeat the Seraphim once and for all.
That's it.
That's it for Forged Alliance Law. Woo! So much.
Basically, you fight the goddamn Seraphim, you beat them back, you defeat the fucking traitor humans, you defeat the traitor Cybrans, and then you defeat the Seraphim.
And the traitor Aeon.
And they're banished from there forever. You don't actually, like, kill them all. You got rid of them. They closed the portal thing, or the fucking thing that they were jumping. I don't know. They build units with it. It looks like they're bringing them through, like, portals or something. Basically, they're not able to come back anymore. Possibly. Not 100% certain. I mean, they might be able to come back. They probably will. They would have if there was going to be a Supreme Commander 3. You know it.
Oh yeah, they probably would. Go bring them back.
Well, it's a faction. They took it away in Supreme Commander 2, which is kind of annoying because it's like, hey, you got to make it explained why we can play as them. But the problem is they beat it, and that's like, damn it, they didn't think that far ahead.
Seraphim aren't even that fun.
They're not that great.
They're okay. They didn't even have any experimentals except for that one mech, because the other experimentals are it's the fucking nuke bomber and the experimental nuke, which is usually banned because of cancer.
Hey, I'm a game-ending bomber, because if you don't have the right amount of fucking air superiority fighters, and also you'll never stop me from dropping a nuke.
You gotta intercept me long before you reach the base.
Seraphim are goddamn cancerous little Xenos, and they need to be
fucking fast too, that's the problem.
Oh god. There are mods in the Forged Alliance for everything for experimental anti-air killers.
I imagine the single targets.
Yeah, pretty much. It basically deals with experimentals.
Good. Doesn't really deal with bomber spam as much, because I imagine the flak capability of that would be limited.
Yep. It's like they also have experimental killer turrets and things like that, so they can just kill experimentals, which is kind of interesting, but that's never sought its way into the base game. Supreme Commander is an interesting game and has a lot of cool stuff to it, and while the fluff is particularly kind of retarded, it's also at the same time kind of interesting, because each of the factions have a very good and unique feel to them, which a lot of RTSs struggle to get that sort of faction feel. I mean, I hate to say it, but I think the color coding helped a lot here. How basic they were with the color coding. There's the blue UEF, red Cybran, green Aeon, yellow Seraphim.
Functionally, the biggest difference is the aesthetic.
That is true. Like, the UEF is rigid and square in their design. The Cybrans are very edged and triangular and hexagon, very edgy, lots of edges to them. The
Aeon are slick and smooth and peaceful.
Slick and smooth and nuclearly peaceful. And the Seraphim are even more slicker and smoother and more peaceful.
The Seraphim just look retarded.
Seraphim are like, we need to make them related to the Aeon, but they need to be further. Because they're the extreme way people. It's like, let's make them have floating circles. It's like, oh, that's really fucking...
Let's make them have floating pylons over the factories, because of reasons.
It just looks retarded.
Yes.
Their aesthetic, some of their units look cool, but anything with the floating pieces looks dumb. Especially the ships, where there's separate chunks floating in the water. It's like, why is there...
so terrible.
What is that chunk for? It's just floating there. It's just a circle piece of metal floating in the water. It's like, I don't fucking know. It just floats next to the ship.
It's there for reloading the gun or something. I don't know.
No, it isn't, because you'd see something go to the gun.
No, it teleports between the sections, Kyle. Don't you understand?
Why is it so complicated?
There's a mini quantum network inside of that.
Them the quantum fucking networks can go straight to hell. Oh my god. Now, McBubs, I gotta fucking pull up the thing here, but now we're not done yet, boys. Like, no, no, too much. Too much
Oh
autism.
god, now the autism.
Now, for Supreme Commander 2 lore. If there wasn't enough fucking Supreme Goddamn Commander lore.
Wasn't autistic enough already.
Fuck, I opened the wrong one. The worst part is I don't have my manual anymore. I lost it, so we're gonna have to use the wiki.
What? Sent you the fucking manual.
Oh, you have it. That's right.
You dummy.
McBubbles. McBubbles did it. McBubbles is the hero. I'm like, I don't have the manual. I lost it.
Fucking dummy.
So we're gonna use the fucking manual from the...
You even commented on it earlier.
I forgot. Bubbles. The Supreme Commander lore. I've already forgotten half the shit I've said. Now, let's start with the most important part of the Supreme Commander 2 lore book. You're like, that's not a lore
How
book.
to install it?
How to install it? No, we're scrolling down the lore book. The lore book is I gonna go. Okay, 3 factions. At one time, the Earth Empire ruled the galaxy. Eventually, the Empire grew so large that it became fragmented and consumed by civil war that stretched across the galaxy. 3 distinct factions. Just 3 distinct factions. Just 3 of them. Distinct factions. They're colored and shaped differently. The 3 distinct factions, the United Earth distinct faction, the Aeon Illuminate distinct faction, and the Cyber Nation distinct faction, emerged from the chaos. Unable to coexist peacefully, that's true, they spent the next 1,000 years fighting for control of the galaxy. Dubbed the Infinite War, the conflict claimed billions of lives. Only civilians and commanders, what they don't tell you here. It only ended when an even greater threat appeared, an invasion by an alien race called the Seraphim. Faced with extinction, the 3 factions put aside their differences and formed a colonial defense coalition to turn... Colonial... That's weird. They didn't call it a colonial defense initiative last time.
The CDC.
The CDC. They're the drug thing. To turn back the alien menace. After the Seraphim were defeated, the coalition became the governing body of the galaxy. Its first act was to tear down the Quantum Gate Network by primary method of traveling to and from distant systems. It was largely symbolic act by restricting the ability to move armies nearly instantaneously over large distances. It greatly diminished the chances of another intergalactic war. The cost was greater isolation for distant colonies. So, fuck the distant colonies, I guess.
Pretty much.
But most saw this as a personal...
Yes, most. Keyword most.
Most of them, none of them, found it reasonable. It's only the people in charge who are fucking trying to get reelected.
Yeah, I imagine you have the colonies that sit on the shithole planets that you see in the game. It's like just nothing but volcanic activity and there's no way you can grow food. You're like, but we need food.
Where are we going to import food from? Boss, I'm hungry. And yet I still have to pay taxes? What the fuck is this? Wouldn't that make... No, see, the thing why empires and nations always collapse is due to... They get too big, and they can't control themselves, that they tear themselves apart.
Yeah, so this makes it even worse.
So now that even they're splintered into 3, so it's like, oh, there's 3 factions now instead of 1 empire. That kind of helps, you know, manage their fucking... the humans everywhere. But now communication's gone, so now you have more splintering in different factions.
I imagine that in this case, with the Infinite War finally being over, nothing would really happen for a while.
People are kind of exhausted. Fucking 1,000 years of solid fighting.
We had 1,000 years of constant war, and then we were invaded by fucking aliens from a different dimension. Could we have one moment of peace, please?
One moment of peace, just momentarily.
As the air come like, yes, we have peace in droves.
Goddamn. Oh, they do have peace in robes. Droves. God damn it. After the Seraphim were defeated, the coalition became the governing oh wait, I just read that. God damn it. Because of this isolation, each planet has its own governing body, and each colony has its own governorship. The individual factions remain in name and maintain their own military forces, though they are all bound by one set of ruling law. And it doesn't tell you what that is.
No, of course not.
Just like, no. We'll just
I know what the one law is.
What's that?
Pay taxes.
Pay taxes. It is. It fucking is. It's like the literal problem that fucking killed the Starlink in Battletech. It's like, pay taxes. It's like, but you don't do anything for us. Pay taxes.
Pay taxes.
It's like, but you just send troops here, and then you shoot up a bunch of people, and then you say, pay taxes. You don't even protect us from pirates, as pirates are raiding us occasionally. We're like, pay taxes. It's like, oh, I'm being extorted. Give us your resources. Oh, god damn it. It's essentially the same fucking thing. It's absolutely retarded. Yeah, tearing down the quantum gate network. That sounds so stupid. I'm already upset by that. It's like, why would you?
Why?
It's like fucking like this massive technological thing that allows them to travel and transport information and resources anywhere in the galaxy instantaneously. And they're just like, we should tear it down. That's
fucking stupid.
That's gonna cause more division, and the best part is that's exactly the reason why the fucking little conflicts start. Also conspiracies and stupid shit. All right, Bubbles, we'll toss every fucking page off now. So you got the next page, page number 9, McBubs.
The United Earth Federation, or UEF, was formed with a simple goal: reunite the galaxy. It was largely successful.
Largely.
I love this paragraph.
It was largely successful. Yes, the Infinite War. The Infinite War. That's enough.
I like how it just leaves it there. Just fine.
Oh my god. Mr. Gibbs, tear down this quantum gateway. God damn it.
The average UEF citizen desires stability and order, and they have a strong sense of brotherhood and community. As was shown by the fucking civil wars. Its leaders are aggressive and driven to ensure galactic order. After defeat of the Seraphim, the UEF asserted control of the coalition through its ability to leverage its citizens' strong factional identity to present a unified front on all issues. As a result, the UEF is the economic, political, and military machine that drives the coalition. In general, UEF military units are larger, more aggressive versions of 20th century military hardware. UEF commanders go through rigorous psychological screening for loyalty to ensure that each believes in their duty and maintain order in the galaxy.
They basically modified that last paragraph there is actually directly 90% of that paragraph is from the fucking first book. They just fucking
pretty much
the last section. Lazy.
Do we read the journal entry as well?
Oh my god, that is adorable. Fucking read that.
A journal entry, UEF soldier. The Infinite War, that's what they called it. When it ended. When the last Seraphim was rotting in the earth, finally had 25 years of peace. For every 1,000 years of war, you're going to have 25 years of peace.
That's pretty good.
Peace? Who are we kidding? What are we celebrating? The appeasers in the UEF? The ones who would make treaties with our enemies? We lost billions in that war, and we're expected to forgive and forget overnight. And now they're talking about integrating the armies into one giant coalition force. They couldn't pay me to share a planet, much less a barracks with those chipheads and fanatics.
I do love that. Oh, the racial slurs on this are fucking great. So,
Chipheads.
the fucking UEF are the best because they call the fucking Cyberns chipheads, and it's the goddamn best one. It's the best one.
Don't forget eggheads.
Eggheads. Oh my god.
That's what they call the scientists.
They call their own science like egghead. Oh my god.
Those fucking eggheads can't do anything right.
Fucking nerd. Fucking nerd. I do love that. It's absolutely spastic. Oh.
Fucking great.
Next paragraph of autism, please.
No more paragraph, Kyle.
Wait, didn't you
Page
just read
now.
it? Oh god, it's already over. No, I'm seeing. I do the next page, sadly. Of course I do the fucking goddamn Princess Lolly one. God damn.
Of course you do.
The Seraphim, the Illuminate, I should start with that fast. The Seraphim were first discovered during a deep space exploration mission. The aliens passed on their philosophy, called Dewey, to Dr. Jane Burke, one of the members of the expedition. She formed the Aeon Illuminate to spread the word and avoid what she believed was a future full of warfare and destruction. The Aeon Illuminate fulfilled its own prophecy, first defending itself against the Earth Empire. I like how they even pointed out. It's like, they fulfilled their own prophecy. It's like, yeah, we did. But defending itself against the Earth Empire incursions, and eventually waging all-out war against the UEF and Cybern Nation. Like how the Cyberns didn't even attack them. Like, fuck you, chipheads.
Nope. It was like, you're not like us, you don't follow the way.
Not the way. It's not the way to put chips in your head. Not the way.
The way is to put chips in your shoulders instead.
Chip, they do have a chip in their shoulder, you fucking slut. When the Seraphim invaded, thousands of years later, a larger percentage... Wait, thousands of years... Oh, no, okay. It's because thousands of years. You know, thousands of years?
It's
1,000
not
years.
correct.
1,000 years. That's a fucking...
I think it's like 1,500, 1,600 years, maybe.
I mean, I guess if we want to round up, okay, I guess. Thousands of years later, a large percentage of Aeon Illuminate population sided with the Seraphim and formed the Order of the Illuminate. They fought against the Aeon and its leader, Princess Rihanna Burke. The princess was lost when the Seraphim were defeated and the Order was effectively dismantled. However, its members remained in the populace. Princess was lost?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, when they were defeated. Yep, okay. I thought it was like saying the princess was lost, like, fucking now. And I'm like, what? Or no, because she originally, people thought she was dead, and then she came back, and then she died. Reasons. The newly elected Aeon Illuminate leadership placated the remaining fundamentalist order members by renaming the faction to its common shared name, the Illuminate. What happened? Did the princesses still happen? Is that still a thing? Or no, they give up on the princesses because they're too autistic?
I guess the princesses still happen.
It sounds like they do. While the UEF flourished, the Illuminate struggled. Its members previously led an ascetic communal lifestyle. They use that word a lot in these fucking things. The coalition imposed a UEF-style capitalist system. Oh, God. Is this, like, fucking bad, apparently? UEF-style capitalist system. Those who struggled pined for the days when the way was the guiding force. Multiple splinter groups formed within the faction. So it's not a faction anymore. Look at this. This coalition actually just splintered humanity further.
Yup.
Oh my god. This is what happens when you try to form, like, unified things. You just let them be. Or they just get smaller and smaller. The Royal Guardians. Wait, what? The largest and most influential being the Royal Guardians. Its stated goal was to restore the glory of the Illuminate when it was led by Princess Burke. While it gained significant traction, it was eventually consumed by scandal. The movement was tainted by association to the pendulum of control swung back... the pendulum was swung back to the moderates who supported the coalition. No.
Oh,
Princesses,
not the princesses.
The Royal Guardians. The Illuminate government has lost the way. The Royal Guardians will bring us back to the path of the righteous, to the glory days when the Illuminate was led by Princess Rihanna Burke.
She was a good princess.
God damn, she fucking was. best princess ever.
I miss her already.
Yep.
And her titties.
I now know what you miss. Now, Bubbles gets the last mission.
I get the Cybernation.
Edgy.
The Cybernation traces its beginnings far back into Earth Empire history. 2592, Dr. Gustav Brackmann, an unmatched genius in cybernetics, successfully twined the first human-AI pair, creating a symbiont. The Earth Empire effectively enslaved the symbionts, utilizing their superior AI-assisted thinking and ability to perform complex processes quickly and efficiently to bolster their empire. In response, Dr. Brackmann formed the Cybernation with a large complement of his symbiont children, and they thrived. Dr. Brackmann petitioned the newly formed UEF to free the rest of the symbionts, because we already read all four. They refused and sent the occupying force. It was met with resistance by the Cybernation, and the fight for symbiont freedom began. At the end of the Infinite War, Dr. Brackmann was betrayed by his greatest creation, a quantum computer called QAI, and the Cyberns were forced to ally with UEF and Aeon in a last-ditch attempt to defeat the Seraphim. Literally word by word from the Forged Alliance manual.
I love it. Lazy writing. Just copy-paste from the last manual they were making.
The Cybernation captured many Seraphim during the Infinite War, and Dr. Brackmann has spent the last 25 years studying the alien race and incorporating its technology and DNA into his symbionts. While it's an important part of the coalition, its members rarely mingle with the other factions. Then there's a little tidbit of a quote here from Cybern Isolationism. The Cybernation can't be bothered with the politics of the UEF, Illuminate, or coalitions. It wishes to be left alone.
Leave me alone.
Meanwhile, they probably still wage war between each other.
With their stupid node system?
Yes.
Little tribal fucks are like, we're more advanced, yet they fucking have tribes and just like, god damn it, they're more savage than anything. Oh, fucking retarded. Now, the story of Supreme Commander 2. Oh boy, was that a fucking travesty. While the galaxy has largely been at peace for 25 whole fucking years that have passed since the Infinite War ended, the Colonial Defense Coalition, god, that's too painful to say, Colonial Defense Coalition, stop it, is slowly unraveling its newly elected president. It's slowly unraveling. Its newly elected president has been assassinated. And each of the coalition members denies involvement. Like, I don't do nothing. The blames the other, blah, 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 usual garbage. Over the course of the 3 separate campaigns in Supreme Commander 2, don't play it, don't fuck. You control 1 commander from each faction. I'm not reading that. What the fuck is this? Don't mix that in with the lore, you dummies. God damn it. UEF campaign, the end of an alliance. Commander Dominic Migraine... His nickname is Migraine. Oh my fucking god! It's like this fucking game gives me a migraine.
The game is self-aware.
It's like I'm the second one. I look like a migraine. Look at his face. He looks like he has a fucking migraine. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys the manual. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at the goddamn manual. Fucking retarded. Look at him. He's like fucking like. I've just got a migraine.
Help my face!
My face! It's really bright on this side. Really fucking Lord. My soul hurts from this. Oh.
Fucking should.
His last name is Maddox and he's age 31. So they're like, hey, look, he's kind of old because you played the last one. You've aged now. Oh, whoop-de fucking do. Dominic Maddox was born on UEF Prime. World Setting. A military brat, he followed his father, George Maddox, and his mother, Suzanne, through various deployments across the galaxy. His parents were staunch UEF supporters, with a strong dislike for the Cyberns and Illuminate, due to their growing up during, and in his father's case, participating in the Infinite War. Dominic ranked extremely high in military aptitude tests given to all UEF citizens and joined the military when he turned 18. After basic training, he attended Coalition Commander School on Altair 2, a former Aeon Core world, can't fucking pronunciate here, that had welcomed the UEF settlements after the coalition was formed. After school, Dominic met and married a moderate Muslim. Oh my god, a moderate Illuminate. He saw that princess lolly and was like, hey, I'm gonna fucking knock you up. And I'm like, no, it's FBI. And they're like, bang, bang.
Then he became a prince.
A moderate Illuminate teacher named Annika Koenig. Doesn't sound very illuminating. Either way, while the coalition had no policies against cross-factional relationships, what the fuck? What even is that? Oh, it's like interracial sex, except it's cross-factional sex.
Except you have different thoughts.
Oh, cross-ideological sex. It's so taboo. Oh my god. Excuse me while the edge rises here. Oh my fucking lord. After school, Dominic met and married... Oh, I already fucking read that! It's too autistic for me! Scroll down! 2 years after their marriage, Dominic and Annika had a son.
No, you didn't finish the other paragraph.
After school, Dominic met and married a moderate Muslim teacher. Fucking blew up and he died. You're welcome. Most members of the UEF still frowned upon such things. Yeah. Well, Annika... I still love her. This is bad writing. While Annika's parents welcomed Dominic into their family, Dominic's parents felt betrayed and disowned by their son. Edgy boy. This is written
by their son.
This is like written in some sort of like secret SJW tongue before SJWs were a thing. It's like he's just fucking. His parents didn't understand. Edgy teen mode activate. Except in your 30s, which is kind of weird. 2 years after their marriage, Dominic and Annika had a son. They named him George. I'm fucking glad it's so fucking normy it hurts. After Dominic's father, on hearing news of their grandson's birth, Dominic's parents broke down and apologized for their previous bigotry. What the fuck? That's retarded.
That is a clear case of bigotry, Kyle.
I know, but it's funny because the story is so hammy.
It's fucking hammy. It's just bad writing.
It is Sammy Bubbles. Like, I can't... Bigotry.
No, the thing is, it's not even that it's hammy, it's just written poorly. It doesn't really try to beat you over the head with it because it's something that could happen. It's just written badly.
It's like interfactional relationships and the parents are like, bigotry. I don't know, it's just lazy. 2 years after their marriage... Oh yeah, they already did that. Bigotry, that's when they fucking got me stuck. Unfortunately, they were tragically killed in an accident shortly after George was born. They apologized to give him closure, and then they fucking just ran. They just, like, killed him off. Like, oh, we're sorry. And they're like, we don't... Because they were making... I probably bet the writer was, like, making him too edgy. Like, don't make him that edgy. And he's like, fine. Kills off their fucking parents and makes them apologize before they kill them off. Jesus Christ. Retarded. Though Dominic's direct superiors are vaguely aware of his marriage, this is the plot point in the game. Like, wait, you're married to us? He's like, one of the commanders tells him to like murder fucking all these civilians, and he's like, I can't do that. He's like, why not? Because I'm married to an Aeon Illuminate, and they're like, oh my god, why wasn't I told this? Fucking kill yourself. And he's like, no, that's gay. And they're like, fuck. And basically, it's like about their taboo relationship for that campaign. Oh, that drives the plot.
Also, Carl, remember when we did the Twilight Sparkles video? Yes. And we started talking about how the shitty sequels always end up giving you a wife.
Giving you a wife because you're supposed to be older now, and they're like, come on, we need to empathize with them.
Which is exactly what happens here.
They give you a wife.
And it's a shitty sequel.
A shitty sequel where they're like, oh, he's married now, or he's got a wife now, he's tied down, but something bad happens and he's got to protect his family. It's like, oh my god, it's so fucking overdone trope. And in this year it was, because so many shitty RTSs were coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Twilight Sparkle sequel. What the fuck? Don't worry, Drake B. That game is called Command and Conquer Tiberium Twilight Sparkles, and we'll play it when we get 2,000 subs on stream. And we'll even do lore on it like this. Fortunately, it'll be even shorter than this. Oh my god.
I mean, this has already been over 2 hours.
That's true. This is a complete lower story. Oh god, the fucking family. Look, we'll complete them by factions. I'll do them all the way through. That way we don't have inconsistency here. His wife's religion. Oh god, I want to skip this so badly. Though Dominic's spirits don't know about it, so you know, usual. They are unaware of his wife's religion and factional status. He's less concerned about people discovering his wife's religion than he is with how it's affecting her to keep it a secret. Because of this, Dominic is looking for a way to gracefully exit the military so they can raise their child in a more welcoming and open environment. Fucking cringe. Fucking cringe.
It's so bad.
I like how these are UEF characters, right? And there's Annika right there. These characters all suck, by the way. God damn it. Over the course of the UEF campaign, Dominic Maddox will come across a number of important characters, including... Wow, the lore... It's fucking filled with spoilers, pretty much. No surprises here. Annika Maddox, age 29. Good, she's younger, too. The former Annika Koenig... Wait, former? Oh, it's because her name changed. Was born on Cathedral, a fundamentalist-controlled Illuminate planet. Shortly after her birth, her family moved to an Illuminate colony on the mixed faction planet. What the fuck? This mixed faction stuff is starting to get me all fucking like, what the hell kind of shit writing is this?
It's so fucking retarded.
It's like, we're mixed faction, so edgy and new age. It's like, shut the fuck up, you. After graduating from college, she met Dominic and fucking got pounded into the sun. Pretty fucking much. And then had to pump out a baby. Jesus. Now, next character. He's Jeremy. He's age 25, and he's the annoying fucking sidekick character. His nickname is Analog, because reasons. Daxel. Analog, Daxel, is a close friend to Dominic Maddox, but when I played the game, he could have had me fucking fooled. He is a wizard with intelligence and tactics. Not really. So Dominic absolutely trusts his judgment.
Not really.
That's so bad. That's so cringe. Colonel Alex Rogers. Colonel Alex Rogers is a seasoned UEF soldier, rose through the ranks due to his take-no-guff manner and his decisiveness. He is currently in charge of all the coalition forces in Altair, and he wants to kill every other faction because he hates factions that aren't his.
Good.
I have to elaborate a little bit on these because I actually played that piece of shit trite game. Dr. Zoe Snyder, age 27, nice and young, just the way I like him. The CEO of the CTO Quantum Vision Works, even though Quantum doesn't exist anymore, not in gateways at least. Obtained dual PhDs in quantum theory, even though they don't really matter anymore, and mass engineering before she turned 20. She briefly worked with Dr. Gustav Brackmann to refine his twining techniques for creating symbionts, and after a year, I guess he just worked on it some more. And after a year of traveling, she formed her own military research company called Quantum Vision Works.
Quantum.
She just got fucking... She just did it. She made it. Bubbles, you get this fucking ugly son of a bitch.
I wanna kill myself already.
I'm sad.
Now we go to the Illuminate campaign, Path of the Righteous. Remember, we still have to spread the way.
Pretty much.
Commander Thalia Kale, age 20B.
28. Ooh, Bubbles, she's within...
No, she's age 2B, Kyle.
2B. Is this a fucking reference to that one Weeaboo game?
Yes.
She's got fucking gorgeous thighs, and everyone wants to look up that when she climbs the ladder or something.
And then she's got the butt physics when she walks.
She's got the butt physics. She doesn't look as adorable, though. This one looks...
No, this one looks a lot worse.
She just looks ugly and edgy.
Thalia Kale was born in Cathedral, one of the primary Illuminate planets. Named after one of the freedom fighters that fought against the Order of the Illuminate during the later days of the Infinite War, Thalia also had distant ties to Evaluator Kale, the cruel leader of the Order. Thalia's father, Jeremiah Cale, was a businessman who post-coalition became a wealthy power broker that moved freely between all three factions. His high profile, however, made him a target for anti-Illuminate groups within both his own faction and the UEF. Thalia's mother, Jane Cale, died of a degenerative disease shortly after Thalia's birth. With her father frequently away on business, she was mostly watched over by her older brother, Jaron. So good. We needed 2 paragraphs to explain who her parents were. We care.
Aren't you glad?
Yes. Shortly after Thalia turned 10, Thalia's father was killed by UEF nationalists. Thalia and Jaron spent the rest of their childhood being passed between family members. That's rapey as shit.
That is pretty fucking disgusting.
Following the lead of her brother, Thalia expressed an interest in joining the military. She showed extremely strong leadership skills and was promoted to Cadet of Swords, the second highest rank in the Illuminate Academy, by the time she was 21. At this point, she was sent to Coalition Commander School on Altair 2, where she excelled in her study. It was around this time that her brother was diagnosed with the same degenerative disease that killed their mother. With Jaron unable to work, Thalia left the academy early to take care of her brother. That's an interesting campaign.
This sounds boring.
Then there's a whole little section on Jaron Cale, age 34. Thalia Cale relies heavily on the intelligence and tactics relayed to her by their older brother Jaron. He's a former commander who was forced to leave the military because of the same degenerative condition that claimed his and Thalia's mother. While there is no cure for the disease, he could have his spinal cord and eyes replaced with Cybran technology. This procedure is currently forbidden, as they believe cybernetics is an impediment to finding the way.
So he dies.
Yes.
Love it. I love it. Good.
They're basically space Muslims / Jehovah's Witness.
We got a good
That's
thing
what I'm
going
getting
here.
out of this.
We got a good thing going here. We got a good thing going here. I really like the look of this ginger guy right here. Just looks derpy as fuck.
He looks fucking retarded.
His cybernetics go over his goddamn hair if you scroll in.
Mm-hmm.
What even?
Because reason.
He looks derpy as fuck. Now, Cybern campaign. A new leader emerges, and I hope it's not you. Jesus Christ, you fucking fugly son bitch. Commander Yvonne Brackman. Yvonne Brackman is a test tube baby. I'm not surprised.
He looks like one.
Brought to term in an exo womb. God, they don't even have sex. No wonder why they're so cranky all the time. He's the literal son of Dr. Gustav Brackman and an unnamed female donor rumored to be the Cybern commander Yvonne Dostia. Oh no, nasty.
Beautiful.
So he's fucking Gustav's and Dostia's fucking offspring. Dostia's like fucking like 37. He's like fucking 1058 and he's like, give me
yeah, but they never had sex, so it's okay.
It's okay. They just genetically procreated. It's still gross.
Genetically procreated?
Shut up, you. They're genetically making babies with each other.
Yes, double down on it, Kyle.
I will double down. Yvonne is also the first successful proto-Cybern commander. A fully grown hybrid of human cybernetics and Dr. Brackman's new proto-brain technology. Ooh, so cool. He's fucking like Gary's doing his way through life, it looks like. Yvonne, God, he just fucking has everything handed to him. Not a very interesting character. Yvonne was raised on the Haven node. Oh, good, another tribe. Fucking well with Dr. Brackman. Always in close proximity. There were some concerns that his father's current condition, existing as a brain and spinal cord sustained in a specially designed oxygen-rich amniotic solution, might have been somewhat off-putting to a small child.
I don't think that's too weird for a Cybran.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain if that's bothersome to them. Considering that they cybernetically force their children to be cybernetically enhanced. Think of their society now. Think of how fucking backwards these savages have become. These cybernetic savages.
I mean, they're all tribal.
Like it's like they fucking like, hey, you know, should we let the children decide if they want this or not? Nah, just fucking give them the implants and lop their dick off and all their stuff off. It's like they don't need to decide. They're Cyberans. They're loyal to the faction. There's like no reason for Cyberans to exist the way they are actually in this fucking lore.
Kinda not really, but...
The Quantum Gate network thing is gone. It's like, we have to make the Cyberans exist. Why? Because they're iconic faction. Buy our game.
I mean, they don't want to be they don't want to be in the coalition.
They don't even want to be in the coalition, and they also fucking are just little savages. Is it the gay guy from the Star Wars? Oh my god. It's the Clanners from Beetletick. No, Clanners are derpy, but they're not this fucking derpy. Oh. There's at least a reason for why they became derpy. He is the literal...
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, I almost started with the first sentence again. Ah! Ivan was closely monitored before he was... It said Ivan. Ivan was closely monitored before he was allowed to mix with others in standard Cyberan society. He showed enough promise and stability at an early age, Dr. Brackman, to create dozens of other proto-Cyberans. Oh my god, it's going to make more. Most of Ivan's fellow protos work at Dr. Brackman's private lab or are part of his military. Though the 3.11 version of Dr. Brackman's proto technology used on Ivan is still in its infancy. I'm glad he used this fucking experimental fucking technology on a fucking child. Sick,
what else?
Heartless bastard. He exhibits more creativity and independent thought than other Cyberans. Isn't he a fucking Gary Stu? Dr. Brackman couldn't ignore his son's military skills and agreed to enroll him in Coalition Commander School on Altair 2. He was the top student at the academy. Was this like a fucking high school anime? Everyone's going to academy? Jesus Christ. Graduating in first class while most students kept their distance or mocked him behind his back. Because of course they did. He's a Gary Stu. He's got to have, like, everyone's got to hate him for no discernible reason. He made friends with the
just to make you feel with him.
Hold on. He made friends with a UEF commander named Dominic Maddox. Oh my god, they're best friends and they're going to buddy up. Ivan found himself jealous of the closeness between Maddox and a promising young illuminate named Thalia Kale. Though, he never brought it up with either of them. He wanted fucking Aeon Poontang. I knew it.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. The Aeon just have all the women in this fucking universe. It's true. But they don't want other Aeon men. They're just...
Nope.
They're fucking dissatisfying, apparently.
Unless it's the Avatar of War.
Yeah, unless it's the Avatar of War. He had a fucking harem. Think about that. He's like the leader of the military and all the women's are around him. He's like, yes. Yeah. Goddamn retarded. Dr. Gustav Brackman. Age... very, very old. Basically,
but Kyle, you didn't finish the last bit.
No! After he left school, Ivan became head of Dr. Brackman's personal protection staff. Despite all that he's achieved at such a young age, he's kept on a very tight leash. He's a little bitch boy. Look at him.
Gore's gotta hold him back, too.
Fucking A. What, Bubbles?
Gotta hold him back.
Gotta
It's
hold him.
Gary Stu.
He's
Gotta
Gary-
feel with him. Gotta be like, oh no, people being mean to him.
He's being mean to him, and he's so perfect. He doesn't deserve this. He's just misunderstood. Dr. Brackman, a very, very old guy, 1,600 or so, whatever. Or, I don't even know. I don't count. Count numbers is dumb. Arguably the most famous man in the galaxy, as well as the oldest. Dr. Gustav Brackman created currently blah blah leads Cybernation. Same stuff. In the early 300s, the last of Brackman's extraneous parts are removed, and he is now a brain and spinal cord. Fucking sad.
This sad. Imagine being that.
He's a brain and a fucking spinal cord floating in a fucking tank.
Putting a
Fucking-
brain in the jars.
Fucking
What do you do for entertainment?
pretty goddamn much. You get the next thing, Bubbles. You're like, this isn't even lore.
No, this isn't lore, Kyle.
Are we done? Did we do it? Oh, the Supreme Commander looks
pretty
fucking
much done.
weird. Is that all the
Look
lore?
down at the ACU, it's like, well, it's what we already said.
Did we do it? Did we complete the
Think
lore?
we did it. Think we done did it.
Square Enix! We know where you live, Square Enix. No wonder why it was trash. It wasn't made by Gas Powered, it was made by Square Enix. I thought Gas Powered was involved in this, though. I thought this was their fuck up. I don't know. Supreme Commander 2 just sucked major donkey dick. It was a weaker, smaller, dumbed down, smaller version of Supreme Commander. And it just isn't as fun. It's just too meh. It's streamlined, boring, and it makes me... Square published. Oh, Square published. And Gas Powered still made it. Because I was like, they weren't out of business yet. Gas Powered, I think, closed down earlier this year. Or is closing down this year.
Yeah, they did. Well, they were changed over to Wargaming Seattle.
Oh, they're not closing. They're just part of Wargaming now.
No, they're not. They're closing.
Oh, they are.
Or they did. I don't remember. This year, at least.
Poor bastard. Now what's
the
going to happen?
studio is dead.
Now, is THQ Nordic going to buy back the rights to Supreme Commander? I hope they do. I want THQ Nordic to have it, because THQ had Supreme Commander originally.
Would be nice. But I imagine that would be a fucking nightmare to get through, because...
You'd have to go through Wargaming, and I'm not sure if Wargaming is going to pursue this title. They might just want to dump it for some easy cash.
I haven't.
I have no idea either. It's going to be interesting.
Someone could probably go find out what the status of the fucking IP is, but... I'm not gonna bother.
Me neither. It's probably dead, honestly. Even they do...
It's dead.
The thing is, the only thing I'd wish they'd do is make a Supreme Commander, like we were talking about before we started the stream, was a Supreme Commander that is, basically just remaster the first one in the Forged Alliance campaign. That's it. Remaster the first and the expansion pack and bundle it in one fucking bundle of autism. That's all I ask. Fucking, that's it. Be cool. Remastered, new graphics,
more
new
optimization. Fix what minor issues there are and just do that.
Did I yawn or something? Someone said tire go.
I think it's reasonable to extrapolate that you're tired at this point.
I think the lore is what made me fucking tired. It's fucking dumb.
Probably reading for over 2 hours as well.
Reading for 2 hours and just fucking burning it up. You did yawn. I'm so fucking unaware that I did. Hot damn. Well, we did it. We did Supreme Commander lore. Look at that. That's Supreme Commander for you. Bada bing,
Done did
bing.
it.
Now what do you want from us, chat? Chat's like, I want money. Say, get out of here. Can't give you money, little faggots.
Chat don't want nothing.
Chat's like, don't want nothing. Just want to be left alone. Just leaves him there.
Chat's treason.
Chat is genuinely treacherous. Supreme Commander. We need more mods for it. The Beetle Tech mod is kind of autistic, as I showed you earlier, Buffles.
It's nowhere near anywhere near done.
No, but it looks cool. Maybe one day. Fuck off, Marley.
Maybe one day.
I can't believe you forgot the gay Cybern. We didn't forget nothing. We got the Cybern.
I think he's thinking you forgot about him since, you know, campaign and shit.
Forgot about him? Which one?
About his existence. Kyle, never mind. You're too tired for this.
No. Now, on to Total Annihilation lore as a bonus.
No.
Sad part is I don't have the manual. I have the old CDs, but not the manual. No, wiki it is, my boys. What is the lore? It's been ages. Basically, like, it's the fight of whether, like, being uploaded into the fucking virtual consciousness.
Lol. I never did play it.
It was It's pretty much the original Supreme Commander. That's actually what Supreme Commander is based off of.
You don't need to keep telling me that every time I say.
Are you
I already knew that long before I met you.
Take a galactic gain to a random unit. Where's the lore? The arm, the core contingency, beetle tactics. Does it tell me? Does it tell me the story? The story is big. Origins. Bubbles, we're gonna do the origin story. Oh my god. How did it get this big? Okay, it's all summed up.
I am going to go empty my bladder instead. That's what I'm going to do.
We'll take a quick recess then. We'll be right back. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do a bonus lore. Bonus lore with all the other stuff. Bonus lore, oh my god, so cool. How do I fucking do the thing? No, no, there it is. Found it. Beer bee. Gotta grab some tea. You chat, entertain yourself. Lazy little weasels.
Kyle wants to murder me. Save me. One thing I love about talking to chats is at the moment when you're sitting around waiting for something to actually happen, and you're kind of just talking to yourself because chat is so fucking delayed that you have to wait like 15 seconds or something like that, 10-15 seconds before chat even has a chance to respond. Just great fun. One of the things I always loved about streaming, fucking delay just makes talking to chat kinda awkward if it's not super active. It's fine if it's accurate enough that you can just pick out things that you want to answer, but when it's not that fast, it's like, okay, I said something, time to wait 10 seconds for someone to respond.
Bubbles, you said things. What did he say, chat?
Kyle.
Bubbles, you can't be saved, you little weasel.
What are you talking about, Kyle?
I see chat.
No, you don't.
Save me. I can't find the save button. He said Kyle is gay. Oh,
I always do that.
Bubbles. How could you?
I call you gay like 10 times a day at least.
Now, more importantly than your feelings and opinions is total annihilation lore. Supreme Commander. Ready, Bubbles? Here we go. The Core Empire. I didn't even know it was an empire. Fucking surprised. Did you know, Bubbles, the Core Empire are one of the 2 factions in Total Annihilation comprising purely of mechanical units and have undergone the patenting process. They are the sworn enemy of the Arm Rebellion. Yeah? No?
Did you change your screen, Kyle?
Welcome to Wiki Lore. This is pretty much what this is now turned into. We've run out of source material, and now we're fucking stuck with the wiki. Help!
I mean, if you want extra lore, you could always try to go to the Supreme Commander wiki and grab whatever's not in the manuals.
Too bad. We already talked about Supreme Commander. We're going to Total Annihilation because it's quick and easy. The Core Empire is evil, and you need to not like them because of the bad guys from the Star Wars movie. They literally build bases on Death Stars.
That's adorable. I love it.
Now, besides Death Star having bases and such, the origins of the Core and humanity were once joint. The Core and humanity were once joint forces as the benevolent governing body of the universe. Damn, it was because of the Core's efforts that humanity had managed to colonize many planets and establish stable economies at the rate that they did. This is... the writing triggers me already. Allowing humans to enter an age of prosperity. During this wondrous age, the Core made a technological breakthrough, which allowed the human consciousness to be transferred safely and efficiently into an artificial matrix, thus supposedly granting indefinite life to a human, a process which they dubbed patterning. The Core thought that the patterning process would assure the safety of the human race, and as a public health measure, made the process mandatory. Hey, we're digitizing you. It's mandatory now, bitches. And they're like, no, I don't want to be digitized constantly. Next part, resistance. Although some humans agreed to go through the patterning process, many refused on the grounds that they wished to stay immortal and continue life through natural means. Instead of the Core accepting the refusal by the humans, they decided that all who rejected the patterning process were to be slaughtered. Oh, what? The fuck?
They're peaceful.
They're peaceful. It's the Aeon Illuminate. This is where they came from. This is where the Aeon Illuminate came from. We're to be slaughtered. It's like you can become immortal. It's like I don't want to kill them all. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god. The humans fled to the lush world of Empyrean, where they would form a rebellion. So there's a universe of humans, and they all fled to the one world of Empyrean.
That's fucking terrible.
That's one crowded-ass fucking planet. Okay. Against the Core, in order to preserve their desire to keep their naturally biological nature. It would not take long for this conflict between Core and this rebellion to envelop into a full-scale galactic war from one planet. That's kind of bizarre. A little bit of stuff has been left in the dark here. Bubbles, you're doing the arm, by the way. I got you the link already just now before we... We're going to take turns, Bubbles. There's two factions. Now, next, the Core homeworld. The Core Empire established itself in a lone star system. Aren't all star systems lone, or is it just like sitting in the middle of nowhere? What does that mean, a lone star?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just pretend.
I mean, there are clusters.
It's a lone star system that isn't near any galaxies.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just not a part of any sort of cluster of stars.
Okay. Which they named Core Prime. Originally a planet filled with life, the Core set about removing all biological life on the planet and replacing green fields with fields of metal to accommodate to their only needs. What the fuck? Fields of metal to accommodate for their needs. What
Hope
even?
There's not going to be a solar flare anytime soon.
What? Yeah, God damn it, Bubbles. What were once deep blue seas became polluted black water masses. Core Prime became the perfect planet for ruthless machines to be mass-produced, which were implanted with the minds of the greatest warriors that were duplicated via the patenting process. So anyone who's patterned turned into the fucking, like, they're the Core basically now. To oversee the production of units and control planetary defenses stationed on the surface and within the planet, the Core gathered the greatest minds they had and combined them into a computer that they named Central Consciousness. Central Consciousness. What even? Core Prime has one moon in orbit around it, which they named Dump. It's called dump. It's a dump. Oh my god.
It's
Okay.
kind of beautiful.
They named it after dump after wreckages of units destroyed on Core Prime were left there to disintegrate and rust. So they just literally use it as a dumping ground. That's fucking retarded. In the Core campaign. Oh boy. No, this isn't a long thing, is it? Nah, it's fair. Defending Core Prime. The campaign starts information stating that ARM have the upper hand against Core. Due to a series of key strategic victories, these victories have allowed the ARM to rid almost every planet of the presence of Core forces. And had it not been for one remaining Core commander, Core Prime would have fallen along with the Core Empire. Core this, Core that. I get used to saying Core after a fucking while here. During routine maintenance, the ARM... God, I love it. The ARM. An ARM just laying on the ground, flopping around, were somehow able to invade the planet, undetected, and deactivate the commander, leaving it up to a smaller group of units to destroy all ARM units surrounding the commander in order to reactivate him. While the Core fought back against their enemy, they discovered that it was through the use of the Galactic Gate that the ARM were able to sneak onto Core Prime and commence their assault. It was the commander capturing the Galactic Gate that initiated the turning point in the war. Reclaiming planets. The first Galactic Gate led to the planet Baratham, a molten planet mined by ARM for its minerals and the Core commander. Eventually purged by the ARM for the planet captured Gate Aqueous Minor. I don't even know what's happening anymore. A planet experiencing its 200-year dry season on a planet named Aqueous Minor. The ARM had built a sizable naval defensive force that the Core commander saw as a challenge rather than a threat. After what does that even mean? This is a challenge. Fucking retarded. After completing the challenge and wiping the ARM off the planet, the commander captured the ARM Galactic Gate. So there's going to be Galactic Gate hopping all over the goddamn galaxy is what I'm getting out of this. On the planet and used it to teleport to an uninhabitable and media-stricken Rugpilt. I don't even know what that means. Unfamiliar to the landscape, this gave the Core commander a tactical advantage. Unfamiliar to the landscape, this gave the Core commander a tactical advantage. What? I'm unfamiliar to the terrain. I have a tactical advantage.
I guess? Somehow magic?
Whatever. And allowed him to retake the planet with relative ease. What the fuck even? allowing him to swift. Why is it calling him him? He's a fucking machine. It should be an it. Allowing him to swiftly get my pronouns right. Allowing him to swiftly capture the gate that led to Nye Pelago. God, whoever named these planets should be fucking shot. The arrival of Nye Pelago heralded fierce opposition here. What the fuck kind of writing is this? Heralded fierce opposition. I'm gonna pretend it's Warhammer 40k now. From the ARM battalions that were staged there due to the fact the planet was almost covered completely in water, who were still using organic components and making good use of this resource. What? After a long struggle, the Core forces managed to prevail against the ARM and capture the Galactic Gate, leading to the star system that contained the homeworld of their enemy, Empyrean. The final destination. The final countdown. It's basically that, you know, that's what we're doing. Final countdown. My hand. Now, more importantly, McBubbles, the Galactic Gate led to Aegeus, the guardian moon of Empyrean. On the commander's arrival of the moon, tactical data revealed that the Galactic Gate leading to the ARM homeworld was set to implode. The planet was set to implode? What the in an attempt... Why? In an attempt by the ARM to stop the Core in their tracks, meaning the commander did not have time to enjoy the view. What? What? These like... What? Meaning the commander did not have time to enjoy the view of Aegis. What even? What is this? What's going on here? I don't remember the game ever saying anything about this. It literally said nothing, but this is why we don't use wikis for lore, goddammit. Oh my god, look at this shit.
This is fucking Kyle, this is the worst thing ever.
It is, and that's why you're doing the arm. I've almost purged through this. Be brave, Bubbles. The Corps arrived at Imperium, resumed and started the crusade to end the 4,000-year war. Supreme Commander downscaled. This is like, no, 4,000. I love, they downscaled Supreme Commander by comparison. That's retarded. But it feels bigger. 4,000-year war, once and for all. As the Corps Commander expected, armed resistance on Imperium was stronger than anything that had faced anything that had be faced before. Oh no! I spit on my screen and I just fucking cleaned it. No.
Just fucking give up already.
That had be faced before. I had be faced you. I bequeath thee. It was there the armed commander would make the final stand to push the Corps off Imperium. The armed commander fought hard to save his faction, but the ruthlessness of the Corps commander was enough to obliterate him and the rest of the armed vermin that had stood against them for nearly 4,000 years. My God, Bubbles, I did it. I did the Corps lore.
Oh boy, do you feel proud of yourself?
I do. Your turn.
Okay. You should probably link me the page then.
Working on it.
This is pure fucking cancer.
Hold on. One piece of good news. Neonic's got her motherboard. Means we can start work on our game again.
No, because something else is going to go wrong now.
Shut up, don't jinx it. Everything's going according to plan. Now, Bubbles. The arm.
No, the ARM rebellion.
The ARM.
ARM Kel.
Oh my god.
Are one of the two factions in total annihilation, made up of human clones operating mechanical battlesuits. Where have I heard that before?
Nowhere, Bubbles.
They are mortal enemies of the CORE, who forced them to undergo the patterning process or be destroyed. Thus, it can be considered that the ARM are fighting for the freedom to keep the biological existence. ARM units are generally more agile and quicker to build than CORE units, but they have weaker armor and less firepower, making them rely on a more strategic approach to the war. Origins.
Going, Bubbles.
Originally, humanity and the CORE were partners who had managed to successfully colonize most of the galaxy and establish stable economies, leading humanity to a golden age. During this golden age, the CORE made a breakthrough, allowing the human consciousness to be transferred safely into a machine, and made this patterning process mandatory as a public health measure. When much of humanity refused the patterning process, the CORE exclaimed that any human resisting the process would be obliterated, thus forcing most of humanity to flee to the planet of Imperium. Needing a way to fight back, humanity formed the ARM rebellion in an attempt to rid the galaxy of the CORE oppression. I feel like I already heard this before.
You kinda have, like...
Invasion of Imperium. The campaign starts with a prologue stating that the ARM have been vastly outnumbered and outgunned by the CORE, pushing all remaining ARM troops back on the surface of Imperium, which was in only star system and they still control.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Say that last part of the paragraph again.
I don't wanna. It made my brain hurt.
Which was in only star system. Oh god.
My brain hurts from that. I don't want to say it again.
This wiki didn't have someone spell check or grammar check.
Proofread.
Proofread, I mean. God damn it. Ah, my brain needs to be proofread. Continue the story bubbles.
It is revealed that the only thing preventing the CORE from invading the ARM homeworld was the tactical genius of the only remaining ARM commander. The ARM were able to resist any CORE attempt to invade Empyrean, eventually causing a stalemate where it seemed like such resistance could be done indefinitely. The stalemate was eventually broken when a small group of CORE units managed to slip past Empyrean defenses and build a galactic gate on the planet's surface, then luring the ARM commander into a decoy ambush on the ARM outpost of Calibran in order to leave the planet defenseless, with only a small group of units left to activate the ARM's own galactic gate in order to safely bring the commander back. The writing is fucking awful!
I'm dead inside. Keep going.
The turning point. After successfully bringing the commander back through the galactic gate, the ARM started to repel the CORE invasion by first finding and destroying a Kbot lab that the CORE had built on the Imperial.
I thought you said kebab lab. A lab. I was like, what? No, K-bot, not kebab.
No, it says Kbot.
Oh, come on. You say the letters for everything except the K-bot facts.
No, it's not capitalized. There's no dash. It's Kbot.
Are these core words? Do they abbreviate anything? I can't remember. I fucking know they do.
Anyway, that they are built on Empyrean to build an army to obliterate the ARM. Although successful in destroying the Kbot lab, the CORE had constructed a base with factories that were building units at momentous speeds, meaning that the commander had to act quickly and destroy the base before the CORE could build enough units to overpower the ARM. The tactical superiority of the ARM commander was enough to lead an army and destroy the base, meaning the only presence on the CORE on Empyrean were those who were guarding the Galactic Gate, which the commander had to capture in order to continue his campaign in purging the galaxy of the ruthless CORE. What the fuck is a Kbot?
The K-bots are basically the
no,
mechs.
the Kbot.
The Kbots are the mech. They're the mech factories, basically. They call them Kbot factories. And then there's tank factories. Then there's airplane factories. Then there's naval dockyard thingies.
Okay.
Supreme Commander sort of merged them all into like land factories. It's like just one factory.
Which is fair enough.
Makes much more sense than two separate, distinct factories.
Mm-hmm. Now, conquest of CORE planets. The Galactic Gate led to Thalassian, the planet from where the CORE had initiated their assault on Empyrean. What you don't fucking say? It's like, where does this gate? Could it lead to where they came from? That would make sense.
Where did this gate go to? It goes to the place where the bad guys are. Well, that's mighty convenient, isn't it? You just go through the gates until you get to the bad guys' homeworld. That's the campaign for you in a nutshell.
The planet had only been captured from the ARM recently, so a surprise attack by the ARM commander on the unsuspecting CORE was enough for the ARM to establish a foothold. Good thing they didn't send a message through. Eventually, the ARM were able to overcome and destroy the CORE Preskens on Thalassian, and the Galactic Gate that would lead the commander of the... that would lead the commander to the CORE territory on the planet of Tergiverse 4. Tergiverse...
What name is Tergiverse?
Tergiverse 4 had been... No, wait. Tergiverse Eve had been drained of water because of the war, and the only source of water... Why would the war drain water?
I don't know! The water just drained. Where did it go? I don't fucking know. Did it evaporate?
The war took it.
The war took all the water. Excuse me, I'm the war. I'm just gonna have to borrow your water, please. Fucking what? Oh my god, why? The war got
the
the
only
water.
source of water left was an underground lake which the CORE had tapped into using a hydration plant, requiring the commander to launch an aircraft-only assault to destroy any CORE units while he captured the hydration plant. I like how aircraft is a link. The maze-like surface made... You just noticed.
Why is it a link? It's like the hydro plant. The hydration plant is also a link.
Yes. But at least that's like a specific building, so it's like, okay, but aircraft.
It's just generic aircraft.
The maze-like surface made fighting the CORE more difficult, which gave the CORE an advantage when defending the planet. Despite the difficulties the commander was faced with, he was successful in reclaiming the planet and capturing the galactic gate that was stationed on its surface.
Oh my god.
I guess that's the entire ARM campaign.
No, it's not!
You retake a single planet.
Bubbles, I played through this game and this description hurts me. So, I played through this game and I played through like the story campaign expansions. But this is like fucking like terrible descriptions. Like, the thing is, it's easy. It's easy. They could just take literally what the little like fucking narrator tells you. There's a voice acted narrator who's like, and he goes on and on every little mission. Just literally take the excerpts of that. That is way better than this. Also, some of this stuff is made up. Like the fucking core section where it's like, hey, he's like, he didn't have time to admire the view. It's like, core don't care because they're fucking like robots. Like, whoa, whatever, fucking kill the humans. He didn't have time to admire the view. Bullshit. The best part, Bubbles, is we're not done yet.
No.
Did they do all the missions for this? Oh, you're lucky. Nope. Okay, good. Next, the core contingency. It's very short. Thank fucking God. The core contingency picks up where the original game finishes off, with the ARM ending, in which the ARM achieved final victory over the core in its homeworld Core Prime. In the galactic war of over 4,000 years. It doesn't have like a cool war like the Infinite War. This is more like the Infinite War. It's like Infinite Autism should be called. Jesus Christ. With the core supposedly wiped out of existence, the ARM undergoes 100 years of reconstructing civilization. They undergo it. They undergo 100 years of it. They do 100 years of the whole reconstructing civilization. By the way, I love these games, but god damn it, whoever wrote this wiki. The Total Annihilation games are good games, okay? They're good games. These wikis do a very bad representation of an iconic fucking game that deserves so much better. However, alone, oh my god. So they made the expansion like, don't worry, the core commander survives, so the ARM has to fight him. However, a lone core commander survives, hidden away in a distant system. The core commander, the heart of the core's contingency plan in case the core would ever be defeated, is charged with a single mission: to search for a powerful and ancient alien artifact. There's aliens now? Since when? Artifact hidden in the region. With modification, the beacon could supposedly be converted into an implosion device. Fucking love that implosion device. A single phenomenally powerful superweapon, which when activated would cause the entire galaxy to implode into itself. With the core's pure intention to permanently extinguish the ARM. Damn, they're fucking dedicated. Just implodes the fucking galaxy. It's like, bitch, you don't exist. Fucking damn.
God.
To virtually self-destruct, then step out unscathed and rebuild entire... Wait, what? Hold on. The core commander would stay inside the gigantic machine as it causes the galaxy to virtually self-destruct, then step out unscathed and rebuild the entire core race. It's like, I win.
That's fucking beautiful.
I love it. So the core contingency expansion pack is for if the ARM wins, so you can play as the core, right? And then you get to fucking kill all the army. You're like, fuck you, Galaxy's dead. Now I win. Now I... Oh my god. Wait, what's this? Oh my god, what? Meanwhile, rumors circulate amongst mending over the said contingency plan. So an armed commander is dispatched along with a sizable reinforcement to confirm or eliminate the gossip. Okay, that's just the basic game. That's what the expansion's about. That's what the expansion's about.
Fucking dumb.
Now, the next one, which has actually really cool cover art. And I really like this one. Battle Tactics. Wait, isn't Battle Tactics just like a unit expansion? Is the second gameplay units... Battle Tactics broke from this trend. See, the wiki was written a lot better when it just talks about the game, but when they try to do the lore, it's like, stop. Stop. In the United States, core and arm, a few new units. So that's a couple new units, I remember that. Some
My brain hurts.
Oh, they don't have the missions in here. I don't remember Battle Tactics. Holy fuck. When I played Total Annihilation, that was back on when I had Windows XP. Oh my god. I was a little kid. I was like fucking like 8. I was like, Dakota with the SP operating system.
I remember playing games of Windows 98.
Bubbles, that's fucking sad. And then I remember watching my dad play games on Windows 98.
I remember playing games on Windows 95, actually.
Bubbles, stop.
That was a good time.
It was a dark time. A very dark time indeed. Hold on, close that. There. I think that concludes today's lore stream. I was thinking about covering... Okay.
No, wait.
Planetary Annihilation? Hmm?
Overlord makes a good point in the chat. You should address this.
Address what?
The point he makes in chat.
Remember when you renamed someone on the Discord server to LoreFife for reading wikis? I remember. Overlord, you little cocksucking weasel. Oh, wait, where is he? Get him over here. Tell him we did what he did. No wonder why he's so inaccurate. So, hold on. I've got to go back to ranting on this because now you triggered me. The fucking thing. Okay, so fucking... Oh, God. Now we have to do eventually cover fucking Total Annihilation. Because this is wrong. This stuff is... This is wrong, Bubbles. All of this is wrong.
Die.
Scrub the funk off your junk. What the fuck even is that? The funk off your junk.
That's a nice ad.
And then it's got a sexy lady going like, I'm a sexy lady, look at me be sexy. Scrub the junk off before you put the junk near me. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't even know. Now, this is funny because, god damn it. There's a guy on our server. We need to talk about him. His name is LoreFife. Because, now we'll do lore on LoreFife. And don't worry, we won't need a wiki for it. Bubbles make his suffer. No, it's him, Drake's. Drake's like, oh, I can't spell Bose. A little bit of lore for LoreFife. Lord Pfeiffer is a person on our server. He's not LoreFife, but he fifes, which is basically fake news. He fake news. It's called PNN. Happens all the time on our Discord server. Link is in the description. Now, there's a guy who lore fifes. He talked about Warhammer. He talked about, I think, Star Wars? No. Remember talked about Battletech. And he said stuff without citing sources. And then when he did eventually cite his source, I was like, where are you getting this from? He's like, the wikis. And I'm like, oh my god. It's like, you think you know? He's like, I know everything there is to know because the wiki told me so. It's like, no, there's a good fucking reason we don't trust wikis. And that's why we cite the source. Which is why we didn't use the Supreme Commander wiki. We used the goddamn manual inside the box. And yes, that is the only source of lore for Supreme Commander. There aren't any books or novels. It's literally in the video game. If it isn't in the video game, it's not canon. If it's on a wiki, and it isn't in the game when it's only a game and a manual about it, it ain't canon. That shit's made up. I don't care if even the developers said, like, oh yeah, this is totally what happened. It doesn't matter. If I don't see it in the actual product, or hear or read it, or whatever, then it doesn't exist. It never fucking happened.
If the dev said it happened, Kyle.
Does it though, Bubbles?
Yes, though.
It only happens
but
if
the
they
thing
make a
is,
sequel.
it needs to be sourced. Because you can put it on the wiki as much as you want, but you still need to source.
It's like when you
otherwise, it's treated as garbage and worthless.
Yep. And if you don't have any citation for your sources, you're in trouble. Like that entire fucking Total Annihilation wiki. Do they even have citation? I wonder.
Probably not.
Where is it? I'm actually curious. I didn't actually scroll down to the bottom. I know for a fact they're wrong on stuff.
I don't see the citation marks, so...
No citation. Look at this. I can click edit and I could probably just log in and edit this shit. Granted, I'd get banned from here for fucking changing stuff, making it fake. But this is incorrect. This is why wikis are trash. Wikis are trash. If you rely on wikis for lore, Jesus Christ, my dude. The best way to do lore, the best way, and I hate to do it because it shoots myself in the foot, is to read the source material. Ignore even the lore channels, because even I, and even Arch, and even everyone who does lore, will always miss or get something wrong. Which is why we just do it in our own fucking flavor as I look at Battletech stuff. Casually. Put that book down, kids. They're not doing that.
Can't get everything right.
You can't get everything right. You're just humanly impossible. Just how the world fucking works. Which is if you want accurate lore and proper lore, buy the books, play the games, the source material, get the canon stuff from the legit places. Wikis don't count. I feel like I have to rag on this because goddamn, Bubbles, it's not the first time we've had a wiki lore master come in and be like, I'm the wiki lore. I know because I read it on the wiki. It's like the wiki's not always right. The wiki is basically somebody copy and pasting stuff. I would go, man, you're not gonna, it doesn't work. He's like, no, I'm trying to trigger. What about One Mind Syndicate? He reads directly from the wikis, doesn't he? Is that why he's referencing him, Bubbles? I fucking forget.
I don't know.
You gotta fucking cite your sources, chat. Chat's like, ugh. Start accusing them. Be like, bad chat, you're naughty. He says yes, but the thing is, I've accused and said like several things since he says yes, so I don't know what he's referring to. He's like, yes, and it's like, all right.
Probably yes, referring to him. I don't know.
I already forgot.
I'm supposed to be paying attention.
I don't know. Wikis. This is what we used for our fucking sources. And goddamn it was painful. I almost wish we fucking made our own lore because this was absolutely retarded, Bubbles.
Supreme Commander 2 was particularly bad.
Supreme Commander 1's just autistic. Supreme Commander 2 is a little bit stupid. Man, you're still
Supreme Commander 1 is just retarded. Supreme Commander 2 is just shit writing.
Oh, it's just bad. Even the fucking source material's bad. When they start quoting people like, Mcbird, like the journal entry UEF soldier. Like Battletech does this where they do people from the era, and that's kind of cool. But then these guys are doing it like, the Infinite War, that's what they called it back when. Now they're talking about integrating armies. Fucking can't have those multi-factions. Interfaction relationship. You just know it. There's like fucking, what's it? United Earth fucking cock or something. It's like UEC. You know, it's like you search an interracial or something. It's interfactional. You know what I mean?
BCC, Big Cybern Cock.
Big Cybern Cock. It's like a fucking jackhammer. Fucking oh my god. There's an Analumina girl like, my god, show me the way. Oh, that's super taboo. Analuminate X Cybran. Oh my god.
It is super taboo.
Those two fucking you got the fucking atheist faction and you got the fucking super zealot faction. That is mega taboo. There's your fucking dirty taboo, you sick bastards. Are like, give me that Francis with the fucking Dr. Brackman. Princess X Brackman. Brain in the tube.
Rianne Brackman. That's something I'd like to see.
Rianne Brackmans. I don't want to see their child. It'd be disgusting. It'd be a Cybran. All Cybrans are gross. Also,
you do realize that cybernetics do not really transfer through genetics, right?
Yes, they do. Well, no, they will. You want to know why they will? Because Dr. Brackman's going to take the baby and be like, I'm going to turn to a robot. Duh.
That's why you run away.
She runs away while she's pregnant. Yeah, waddle away. Bubbles like, just because she gets pregnant doesn't mean she can't, like, run before her. It's like, shut up, you. And Bubbles is like, my argument wins because I'm smart or something. But he doesn't remember why he's smart. So he just sits there dumb. He does this frequently.
Meanwhile, Kyle just basically just beat himself
But then
by impersonating me.
I countered your argument with myself.
Now you counter your argument by making up my argument.
Yep. See, if I do it before you, I win.
But you lose.
Nope. It's a double victory.
But you just lost.
Nope.
To imaginary me.
Imaginary Bubbles. He wins arguments sometimes against myself. I hate it. When Bubbles is so right that just you imagine him in a you build your own straw man and he beats you anyways. That's kind of
not
fun.
Every day.
I imagine some good memes come out of that.
I mean, you're practically V at this point.
Does V do that?
I've heard him do that, but I've never actually seen him do it. But I've heard of him doing it.
V is stealing my memes. He is Romanian. Now, more importantly, little chat, like, oh, he calls little fucking sass. Now, there's a Discord link in the description. You can click that. You can come talk to Bubbles, and if you gush on him, you'll not be on the server for long. Actually, go ahead and do that. I just want to see what happens. But just like has been banned from the server. Reason, faggot. Reason. Damn.
Sounds like a description I'll put in there.
Does sound like a good description to put in there. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, McBubbles, popping off.